What's going on, geeks and gamers? We're here, we're live. It's 2021, and today we're going to talk all about 2020. Good morning, everybody. The first live stream of the year on this channel. And Mark the Cyborg specifically said he was excited to be here. All he wants to do is argue with people. That's what he said today. So how are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good. Bracing myself for chaos.
Brace for shock. Mark the Cyborg said his New Year's resolution was to argue more on this stream. So we're going to make sure it happens for him today.
We're going to bring up Terminator movies.
I would rather argue about Terminator movies than Cyberpunk at this point.
Did you say rather?
I would rather.
Yes.
I would rather.
Like,
that is how I pronounce that word.
Rather. Speaking of rather, Lethal, in your girl, Lightning. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. It's a good morning so far. 2021's been better than 2020 already, but I'm happy to be here.
Oh, you're like 2.5 days into 2021 already, right?
It's
so everything is
January.
like assholes just smell like roses now. From what I heard, 2021 is just everything 2020 was not.
COVID gets cured at about 11:30-ish for you guys.
Oh, nice. That's good to know. So you take the vaccine and you don't get the droopy face. That's what you're saying.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. You're going full droopy, but you ain't a COVID.
There you go. Speaking of droopy, Jeremy is here. What's up, Jeremy?
What's going on, everybody? Nintendo loves titties. Lethal loves titties. I think Lethal's a Nintendo fan now.
It's simple.
It is simple. Well, I mean, that's basically the best way to describe it. Nintendo loves titties. Mark loves titties. Mark loves Nintendo.
That's right. That's right. Nintendo has unified us in 2021.
That's right. The Star Wars fandom united, Nintendo fandom united. There are no one on the outside. It's all good.
Did Dream get doxxed? I saw somebody just said it in the chat, and I'm looking for it now. And now, to be fair, I only learned who Dream was like 2 weeks ago when he got accused of cheating.
I don't know who Dream is.
He didn't get accused. Like, he did cheat.
He fucking cheated.
The odds of him being able to do that, run and pull those things, it was like 1 in 21 septillion or something. Like,
well, apparently I'm looking at what they're saying the definition of doxed is, but did someone reveal who he is or what? Again, so for anybody that's curious, now again, I didn't know who Dream was until Keemstar posted about him cheating on Minecraft. He's a Minecraft YouTuber who gained 15 million subs this year, or in 2020. He gained 15 million subs, and he's never done a face reveal. No one knows who he is, apparently.
All right, so here's might as well just look at this right now. Here's the article. Did Dream get, there it is, they doxed him, look at him. Did Dream get doxed? YouTuber's privacy compromised following fake face reveal. Let's see. Has been doxed by fans and had his address leaked online after he posted a fake face reveal.
Wow.
That is the face reveal. God, that's probably ABC, actually.
I guess it was someone was upset that he didn't actually reveal his face. So it was like, I'm revealing everything about this guy.
Yeah, let's see. As Dream keeps his face concealed, many fans have always wanted to find out more. It's a neck reveal. Let's see. Then it happened. After the fake face reveal, a group of his fans set out to dox Dream, compromising. Oh, what the fuck? Why did that open there? Fuck you. God, I hate that shit. As reported by Dextero, it all started when Dream posted the photo of his kitchen to his second Twitter account. While most people simply scrolled past the photo and took no notice, some fans used the image to find out exactly where he lives. Then they found his house, they went through Zillow and posted his address. So get fucked, cheater.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
There you go.
Well,
that's what his fans did. Imagine what his haters would do.
Yeah, I heard that.
But that's what happens when you play Minecraft, I guess. I don't know.
Around, find out.
Yeah, there's Jeremy. Like, Jeremy the other day, he just posted, Dream is like, this guy gave 50 million subscribers. We're going to play more Minecraft on Geeks and Gamers. Next day, motherfucker, he just gets doxxed. Minecraft. But that's how it is, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Jeez.
We do have a super chat from Inquisitor Matthias already, $2. Hail G&G. I recommend CK3, a good strategy game.
Crusader Kings 3? I'm guessing is what
Possibly.
he's referring to. Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Cobra Kai
My
season-
friend Joey is huge in. Oh yeah, actually, but Cobra Kai season 3 is in the strategy game.
Yeah.
And if it is, I'm looking forward to finishing that season because apparently there's some twists coming up. We only got to episode 5 last night.
Actually, I started watching Cobra Kai this morning. I'm through the first episode.
Finally.
What do you mean?
Everyone's
finally.
talking
You mean-
about it.
Oh, you haven't watched
season
any
one?
of it?
I haven't watched
No.
any of it.
Oh
No.
man,
wow.
yeah, keep going.
It's
Yeah.
only the fucking greatest thing ever, dude. It really is. Like that season 1 is perfect. And
Oh, yeah.
Currently airing
basically-
live action shows, I don't think there's one I like more. Right.
Yeah.
now.
I mean, really, like, all it took for me to be on board was for him to meet that Mexican dude and be like, oh, another immigrant, yay. And wow, I like this guy.
Johnny Lawrence is the best character ever. He really is, man. Like there's a there's
He
so much I want to
represents
say.
all of us.
There's so many one-liners.
He's just such a big piece of shit. It's funny.
I think the only thing to note about the show's tone is you've got to accept that in this universe, karate fights just kind of break out at times, and there's not usually a lot of legal consequences. There are some.
Yeah.
There are some, but it's usually like really underplayed. It's like, yeah, well, he spent the night in jail, and then they just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's what happened. He was in jail the first night because
yeah.
like. I do like the character. It's funny. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I think
You'll
it's
love it.
overrated or not. But
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're fired if you say Cobra Kai season 1's overrated. I don't accept that type of
Release me
slander.
From my contract, I'll become
Yeah.
a free agent.
I do not accept that type of slander at all.
They're all pretty good. I thought season 3 was the weakest of the 3, but they're all
I think
pretty
so
good.
too, probably. I think so too, but that's not a bad thing considering how great the first 2 seasons are. It's they're fantastic. But for me, it goes season 1, then season 2, then season 3, and they're all very, very close.
Yeah, I'm the same. But 1 was just like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Is Will Zabka the actor? Is that his name?
That's the guy that plays Johnny Lawrence.
He's like, we're really looking to do this movie. Do you look like a fucking washed up has been of what you used to be? Perfect. Let's cast you. Let's get this thing going again. maybe that's how they conceived of it. They met the 2 guys and they're like, wow, you look like you've really got your shit together and you just look like an enormous piece of shit. Maybe we should write a show about that.
It's so good, man. I want to rewatch the whole series again after watching 3.
Yeah. Eric O'Sullivan for $25. Hello, first time super chat, 4th Saturday morning with you. Big Friday Night Tights fan. My game of 2020, Star Wars Squadrons. Skip story mode, ignores the woke. I got Thrustmaster T-Flight host HOTAS 4 just for it. That is a really good gaming joystick, right, Mark? The HOTAS joysticks. You're muted.
I was muted. I don't have one actually, but I hear that they are really good for playing flight sim games and that they make Star Wars Squadrons feel a lot better.
Yeah,
Although I think VR is the special sauce for that game because it's the field of view that's fucked.
Yeah, the ones that I've seen are the ones with just look like a legit fucking flight. It's like a huge ass throttle right by you, and
yeah, that's a HOTAS.
Yeah. Very immersive, great sound and fun online, 5 on 5. Well, thank you very much, Eric. Thanks for the first time super chat. I really appreciate it. And what's the F's for?
Fire Pablo.
Oh, I was going to say, is Flash in the chat? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yes. F's to Fire Pablo Hidalgo. But yeah, thank you, Eric. Star Wars Squadrons, I'm probably going to pick it up at some point on discount. I was really looking forward to that game until Mitch Dyer pulled that bullshit, and then I just out of principle was like, nah, fuck it. But like that game to me, and I know a lot of people who play it a lot, they say it's really done well as a Star Wars flight simulator.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the biggest. Oh, go ahead.
I don't recommend playing it without VR. The field of view in that game is really bad on a normal display. Like most of your screen is the HUD. And it's really hard to kind of see anything that's going on unless you're looking around with the right stick, and that's really not a good way to do it. But if you're looking around with your head and can just see around the cockpit and kind of, use the 3D perspective to like peer around the HUD and the TIE fighters, it's really solid.
Yeah, I
I
watched.
don't know
Gameplay
anybody
wise,
that plays it in VR.
The story's bad.
Yeah.
I should be clear. I'm only talking about the gameplay. The story is nothing to write home about at all.
I actually, for the first, speaking of Star Wars games, I actually fired up Battlefront 2 for the first time in several months yesterday. It was
the EA one.
Yeah, the most recent one. And I jumped into some multiplayer. It was actually nice to get back in there. I do very much enjoy that game from a multiplayer standpoint. The campaign's terrible, but that would be one of the better 2020 games, Battlefront 2, or 2019, I guess, is what that's where it really elevated to. But I thought Battlefront 2 did a good job. But Squadrons, I don't think it's my cup of tea. I heard a lot of people like it, but it's not something I'm really overly interested in. And then fuck Mitch Dyer, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
Did you have to wait long to get a game in Battlefront 2? Like, did the lobby up pretty quick?
A couple of times I had to wait, but there was a couple times that I jumped right in, and it was good.
So it's still pretty
good.
active.
Still pretty active from what I found.
Yeah.
I'd take Squadrons in VR over Battlefront 2 personally. But like I said, the VR really is like a key ingredient as far as at least in my opinion, as far as making that game even playable. Like, I mean, it's playable. Like, you can play it on a traditional display. It's just really hard to see anything. Tracking targets is weird too.
To me, it looks normal, and it reminds me exactly of X-Wing. Like that's what the X-Wing versus TIE. That's what it reminds me of. So I will definitely play it at some point. Krista Nova for Canadian 549. Ryan's Dorito Farm is in Chicago. I like Chicago. That's where my Cool Ranch farm is. I'm never going to tell you where my nacho cheese farm is. That will remain unrevealed.
Until you play Minecraft. Until you can play Minecraft, and then it'll be doxxed.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Wolfsbane for $5. Hail G&G. I said this on Friday Night Tights, but Luke is to fans as Rosebud is to Citizen Kane. Hope you're having a great new year. Thank you, Wolfsbane. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's a big response to Luke. It's undeniable, the response that they've had from the vast majority of fans, even if it didn't work for everybody. So, Dreary Nitpicker for $5. Hail G&G. I'm coming out as Bi Gamer MILF Hunter this year. I'm very proud of myself and all the satisfied hot moms. Big O titties forever.
I like this guy.
Did Lethal send that?
Dreary Nitpicker.
I mean, if you just would have said Lethal Lightning comments and read that, I would have totally bought it. I was like, yeah, that's it.
You know, it's funny. That reminds me of, a couple people at my work when the 3DS came out. You know, we got one, and she got hers from she got it sealed package, brand new. And when she opened it up, there was already like a me character made. There's already a profile on the 3DS, like someone at the fucking warehouse had done it, and the name was Tiggle Bitties. And it was so fucking funny.
It's probably a good segue for our Nintendo story.
It really is. It really is. Let me catch up with a couple of these, though, that did come in real quick. Inquisitor Matthias for $2. I meant Crusader Kings, not Cobra Kai. Yeah, Mark got it figured out. Crusader Kings 3. Wheezy Bird for $5. Ryan, don't pull a Grace Randolph and review the latest season of Cobra Kai without watching the other seasons and movies.
Wait, what now?
Don't pull a Grace Randolph and review the latest season without watching the other seasons.
Grace didn't watch the others?
She seriously just jumped into season 3 and was like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's so fucking hard for me to I'm a Grace Randolph defender, and it's so fucking hard to defend this woman, man.
Can we get somebody to confirm that? So if we're understanding this correctly, she reviewed season 3 without watching seasons 1 and 2.
I don't even believe that she.
I can see without like the movies, like other than like the first one. They
do a pretty decent job though of like every time there's a relevant thing from the movies that they're pulling in, they play the clips of the old Karate Kid movies to kind of make you be like, oh. At least if you've never seen it, you kind of get what happens. Yeah. And if you did see the movies, it's like, oh, It's this stuff that they're going to be referencing.
Well, the thing about the movies, like if you haven't seen the movies, they give you enough flashbacks where you get it. But somebody said she said it in her pinned comment.
Yeah, Beyond the Trail. I'm about to look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, so she didn't do a video on it?
Hey, I totally get that some of you who love the show want me to watch the first 2 seasons, but it took me 2 days. God damn it, Grace.
Fucking hell, woman.
Oh my god.
I still love her, but fuck me.
That would just make me dislike it.
Oh my god. That is the stupidest shit I've seen. All right, let's read the whole thing. Hey, I totally get that some of you who love the show want me to watch the first 2 seasons, but it took me 2 days to watch this season, and I have an incredible workload. I basically work 6 days a week, sometimes 7, and 10 to 12-hour days. Plus, I have tons of stuff I need to watch, both movies and TV, so I really can't go back and watch past seasons shows as much as I'd like. Imagine being a fucking YouTuber and complaining that you have to get paid to watch too many fucking movies. But
like, why did she start with season 3? God. That's what I'm hung up on. I've got time to watch season 3, but 1 and 2, no.
The episode's 30 minutes long. What the fuck is wrong with her?
Because everyone's talking about it.
That is.
I'm willing to bet that she at least watched some like synopsis.
I gotta watch her. I want to watch her review now. I'm going to watch her season 3 review. I can't wait. I'm just as excited for season 3, her season 3 review as I was season 3. This is gonna be fucking glorious.
Well, I want her to be like, I don't understand these characters' motivations and why they're acting like this.
It's so bad.
I just disliked it. I haven't even watched it yet, just because of the pinned comment. Like, if you would have just said, "Hey, I get that I should probably have watched season 2, but I just didn't have time." All right. Don't be like, "Well, I'm a YouTuber and I work really hard." Shut the fuck up.
Damn it, Grace.
I mean, again, Ryan, please.
Yeah.
No, I'm not giving you fat material.
No, but like, I defend Grace a lot. I like Grace. She's cool. But fuck, man, this is terrible. This is awful. This is you cannot defend this.
She does some retarded shit. Like that's
She really does.
She really does. She does some really stupid shit. That's just one of the things. I called her out the other day. I called her out the other day when she what? What did you see?
Krista.
Ryan voices Pinocchio from Shrek and
I probably could.
You sounded just like Pinocchio and Shrek.
I don't even remember what that sounds like.
You sounded just like your Grace Randolph impersonation.
Pinocchio donkey scene. No, that's not that donkey. All right. Hold on.
Krista says, "Someone please edit that together. We need Perry Chan." All right, here we go. You sounded just like this.
You can't lie. So tell me, puppet.
Let's watch we don't get our stream taken down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't do
Hold
this.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on. We'll let him talk here.
So.
You're telling me.
Hold on.
It's assumed that I couldn't exactly not say that the answer is almost partially incorrect.
I guess. There it is.
No, you did. You sounded just like that. You really did. Oh man, that was good.
All right. Where was I?
Nintendo titties.
Yes. Nintendo titties. Let's get to Nintendo titties. One of Mark's favorite things in the world. I wish we still had, if we had somebody else in here, we could put Mark right next to the Nintendo titty again. But this all comes from right here. Sense, a Cyberpunk ghost story. Now, this is the art for it. This is the art for it. Look at this article.
I like how Lethal's like,
This was the promotional art. As you can see, there's a reason that people like Mark literally went out and bought this game without knowing anything about it after seeing this promotional art. Isn't that right, Mark?
Pretty much, yeah.
So this game is available on Steam. It's been out for quite a while on Steam. I don't know how long.
August 2020.
There you go. Yeah. So 4 months already. It's coming out on Nintendo. Nintendo Life did an article on it and tweeted it out, and they got a bunch of absolute fucking weirdos. These people that don't play video games, these people that never will play video games, these people that don't give a shit about anything, in their comments saying, "This is disgusting, Nintendo. You should be ashamed. This basically promotes, harm towards women because then people have unrealistic expectations." They started saying things like it's basically porn in a Nintendo game, tried to call for it to be canceled, shut down, all this bullshit. And it's just ridiculous. And of course, they got wrecked. And the best thing was the developer stood up and said, go fuck yourselves. We're not censoring this game. We're not going to let you weirdos shut us down. We're going to continue to put out the stuff that our artists used.
Yep. Buying this game. Everybody should. I'm buying it simply because you can't fold to the mob. That one, there was one response I saw on Nintendo Life, and she was getting absolutely wrecked. I mean, absolutely wrecked. And deservedly so. Imagine pretending that you're offended over big titties when you're a video game player. And imagine going to again, Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Imagine going on, guys, can we all, before we start our match, can we talk about the really offensive titties on this game? Can we just all come together? Could you imagine having that conversation in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby and everybody going, yeah, that's, you know what, Ricky, that's really brave. Let's stand against titties in video games. It doesn't happen. Video game players don't care about this shit. In fact, we're actually motivated by these things to support games like this.
Yeah, I don't think I would have bought it if there wasn't a big controversy around it. Like, I was like, well, people complaining about it. It looks like it's my kind of game, realistically. And it was on sale on Steam yesterday too. I think it's on sale for the rest of the week. But it's the art's really good in it. I think the visual style. Not just the choices, like the actual.
X-Ray Girl, what do you think about that?
The art style, like the visual style of the game is pretty neat. If you guys ever remember the another kind of controversial Cyberpunk game from a few years ago that they had a trailer for at E3 called The Last Night. That the developer was, I don't know, like found saying something about feminism, and then they like basically canceled the guy, and the game's been MIA ever since. The game sort of looks like that. Oh god, puppies!
Now Mark's got puppies on the brain for some reason.
All right, no, my dog started barking like crazy. But yeah, so it looks sort of like that game as far as its visual style goes. It's like 3D backgrounds with really, really detailed kind of 2D sprite characters. It's a pretty obtuse kind of point-and-click adventure game, sort of survival horror. I haven't gotten to where there's any combat in it yet, but it's a very aesthetically pleasing game, and it seems to have a pretty cool story. And if you like old-school like survival horror games like Resident Evil, you might kind of be into it. Like PS1 era Resident Evil.
So it's got that slow kind of. I mean, obviously you see the gameplay, so it's kind of a slow-moving gameplay like Resident Evil 1.
Yeah, it's like I haven't got to the point that I've fought anything. I've had a couple ghosts come after me. I've hid from one and dodged from the other. And it's ghosts that you're, I guess, fighting against. There is an attack button in the tutorial. I haven't gotten to the point that I have a weapon yet, so I couldn't tell you what the combat's like. But what I don't like about it is that the puzzles are like very obtuse, like find this specific thing and use it to open that thing, and you have to do things in a very specific order. So it's a lot of, okay, I've checked this room and I found a bobby pin. Now I'm going to check every single lock that I came across to see which one the bobby pin works on. Oh, it's this one, and there's another key inside it. Okay, which lock does this key unlock? So it might not be for everybody. I'm not like giving it like a wholehearted recommendation, but
where do the titties come in, Mark?
They're everywhere. No, the main character is the one on the left there. Her name is May. She is, in fact, Bae. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. That's all you needed to say to Lethal. They're everywhere.
Here's some of the responses, because it was all based on this Nintendo Life article that got tweeted out. That's really what this was all about and all the outrage. Interesting how people who draw like this don't also make the dudes with gigantic ding-dongs. Anyone who says ding-dong instead of cock or dick, you're a pussy. There's nothing else I can say.
All the dudes in the game I've seen are pretty muscular, though. Like...
Also, they're very bad at drawing more than one facial expression, and it's a weird one that no one makes at that. Lethal, you've seen a girl do this, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So, BTFO'd. The world of gaming exists for men's fantasies.
Oh, God.
The world of gaming is literally about like fantasies and fake shit. That's what it is about. It is
that's exactly the meme of the girl. It's like, see, this is why I hate video games. It just appeals to the male fantasy, and then you can put whatever you want in the next image.
This is the girl who got wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
This is just unbelievable. What is wrong with you, Nintendo?
Discount
That's so good. Does this trigger you?
Hey, you might want to be careful.
Yeah. Let's see.
Twitter doesn't have breaks.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, let's go back to this bitch here. Because does she look like a gamer to you guys?
No.
I didn't think so either. And then
do not contact that person, by the way. We should specifically state.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
we have to state
obviously. That. This game isn't even published by Nintendo. Maybe read the article instead of screaming like a child over it. Besides, the content isn't for you, so shut the absolute fuck up. This person, but the content affects us as women. We will not shut up. Riggio! Agreed. And women like that do not exist outside of hentai porn. You need fresh air and a girlfriend by the sounds of things.
Well, I mean, they also exist in anime-styled video games, apparently. So it's not hentai porn, but it is all an equally fictional medium. So
this is also someone that says, I support the total social and economic exclusion of people who choose not to be vaccinated. So by there you
go. What does that have to do with it?
With SJWs, it always.
Yeah.
It always has something to do with it with SJWs, and I'm fairly certain if you go down through her replies, there's probably some Orange Man bad stuff in there.
Oh yeah, there 100% is.
Yeah, but you know what she doesn't have down there? A dude hitting her up.
Maybe not the up on the end. That's true. So that it was. Oh, I didn't even get to the actual response part. The good thing. Let's see if I can find that. What is the studio name? Do you remember, Mark? Forget.
It is Suzaku, I believe. Hold on one second. I was actually just looking it up. Suzaku Games.
Oh, hold on. I'm so zoomed in because I was looking at these big old titties. I got to back out so I can actually see this thing. Top Hat Studio.
Top Hat's the publisher.
Oh, Top Hat is the publisher.
Yeah, Suzaku's the developer.
Top Hat are the ones that put out this tweet here. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Official statement regarding calls for demands of censorship. This is Top Hat, the publisher, that put out this statement. With the recent news of Sense, a Cyberpunk Ghost Story coming back to Nintendo Switch, we are aware of a large amount of messages and demands aimed towards the game's console platform release based on lies that it's pornographic or encourages violence or that it somehow breaks the law. Furthermore, voices have attempted to advocate making the sale of the game untenable through demanding harsh censorship towards the developer's art styles, with threats to review bomb the game and harass its distributors. And death threats, blah, blah, blah. While disappointed at these behaviors, we're not surprised. Let us be clear. We will not censor the game because of self-centered crowds who care solely about
it's exactly the same people that complained about Dragon's Crown, the Vanillaware game. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's kind of like almost like a Golden Axe style like RPG beat 'em up, where the sorceress famously had like super unrealistic breasts, and people were flipping out about it for no reason, even though it was like a really good and like good looking game with very, very, very nice art. So I don't know. It's some people just like they see big boobs and their eyes go red.
But that's the thing with all this shit. Like when you look at Final Fantasy, like these people, like they're very exaggerated body types, right? Like that's just how it is. But it's the same with the dudes as well. And you said that's how it is in this game, Mark.
Yeah,
Yep.
like I mean, I haven't. There's not been any dude main characters, but you at the beginning you
Oh,
walk
so
by.
it's woke then.
Oh wait
Well,
a minute!
no,
Wait a minute!
like,
Wait a minute! So
there-
you're
there's,
saying
like-
you're saying we're getting female representation, and that the SJWs are still mad?
Yeah, like, well, there's really only one like character in the game, so like May is like the only person that really has anything to do other than be like a prop for a side quest, or not really side quest, for like a task for a second. Like there's one guy who you have to get him to move his car, but you talk to him like twice. So like I don't know that I'd call him a character.
Brian, you need to read that second part one more time. That's the best thing ever. We need to have more of that. Let us be clear.
Let us be clear. We will not censor the game because of self-centered crowds who care solely about grandstanding. We categorically and absolutely refuse to restrict creative expression. And then they kind of go into more about it and like the very specifics, like, hey, this is the art style they chose. This is what we're going to go with. We reject any and all aforementioned brazen characterizations of the game. I would like to reiterate our principles against tampering with the expressions and that it is rated mature and PEGI 18, whatever that means. This is not an AO game, nor have any laws been broken, as some social media commenters have ridiculously
I
claimed.
love this, dude. I love this response. This is, imagine if Lucasfilm responded to bullshit like this. Imagine if companies like Marvel and DC responded like this. Fuck, this is great.
Yeah, and then the last statement: this game will not be censored. We categorically refuse.
Hell yeah.
And that's a conversation that's been coming up more and more. You have, especially Sony in particular, censoring a lot of things that come strangely from the West, and then allowing things, from the East, things that come from the East to be censored, and then you have things that are developed here in the West by first-party publishers like Abby getting her back hole plowed while shirtless, that they're completely fine with, while then they want to cover up anime characters. It's this double standard that's been going on in gaming for a while.
Speaking of Abby, look in the messenger chat. There's an image that I just shared from Dragon's Crown, and you'll see both the controversial sorceress and the like barbarian woman that is like as built or more built than Abby.
Boom, boom, boom. All right.
So this is Dragon's Crown. It's Vanillaware, who made Muramasa and a bunch of like really nice looking games on PS3. Normally, I think it was Odin Sphere was another one.
This is the one that's jacked. Is that what you're talking about?
Look, she's shredded.
Yeah, she's kind of misshapen. It looks weird.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. The art style is very, very exaggerated in this game, and there is like giant dudes in armor that are the other playable characters, and like there's a male sorcerer as well. So I don't know.
I am definitely buying this game. Not that one, but the
Dragon's Crown.
No, the
I'd
Cyber.
say honestly, Dragon's Crown's a better game.
It's called Sense, a Cyberpunk ghost story.
Yes.
That's what it's not associated with Cyberpunk.
Is it what? So is it? So it's. Are you saying we may have a good Cyberpunk game this year?
Cyberpunk 2077 is better than Sense.
You haven't really played it yet, Mark.
It doesn't work.
I have played both games, guys.
You only played 30 minutes.
No, I played for an hour, and like trust me, it's not as good. Like,
How many crashes did you have in that hour?
0, but I hardly had any crashes in Cyberpunk 2077 either.
It's better already.
All right, like Last of Us 2 is a pretty functional game. Is that better than any game that's ever crashed?
No, it doesn't have
Well,
big
in
titties.
Cyberpunk,
There's no tits. You have to factor that in.
yeah,
No
pretty big
tits in
factor.
that game.
Pretty
And
big factor.
even the one person that had some, Dina,
There's
they made her
tons of tits in
smaller.
Cyberpunk. Everywhere.
So I'm
but
saying
they're
it has
more-
to factor into the decision.
Yeah.
So like, a game can run really shit, but there are a lot of tits. Okay, give it a pass. A game runs incredible, but the only tits you see are a man's, like Abby's. I mean, not a whole lot of people are going to be down with that.
Oh boy.
But yeah, but it's awesome to see someone stand up, and be like, "Go fuck yourself" to the mob, because they realize, and I wish more people would realize, that the people that do that kind of shit, they don't buy games. They don't care about games. They never will.
Those people are future Lucasfilm employees. That's who they are. They're not actual interest. They're not interested in anything. They're activists. That's it.
That's right. Do you have anything to say on it, Lethal, other than tits good?
yeah, tits good. Simple as that. I'm still a bit iffy on Nintendo though, but tits good. It's great to see that type of response though. Them just turn around and say, "Nah, go fuck yourselves."
Yeah.
Instead of like
Well-
bullshit. Oh, they sent us death threats, so we're gonna cry. Nah, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Well, this is why, like I always
try.
say, this is why I always say, like with like Nintendo, with their like Japan, like sometimes they make a lot of strange decisions. Even Nintendo of America does too, but Nintendo makes a lot of strange decisions. But then like you also get decisions like this where they don't necessarily bend the knee to the mob either, because they do they're kind of operating in a different place sometimes. It seems like, and you got to take the good with the bad. So.
Yeah.
I love Nintendo. I love
just
Nintendo.
seems like
Nintendo is my favorite game.
Sometimes it just seems like they're like, as an outsider looking at it, because I'm not really a Nintendo guy, it just seems like they're kind of tone deaf to a lot of things.
Oh, they absolutely are. They absolutely are tone deaf. And again, I've made that comparison in the past where when they operate on certain things, like when they got rid of all political comments with like Animal Crossing, which was kind of a Joe Biden problem, really. It wasn't a Trump issue. It was like the Joe Biden campaign. Nintendo comes in and wipes that out, gets rid of things like the trans flag being used, and people spurg out. And it's like, they're not making these decisions because they're taking a stand against social justice. They're taking a stand just because they have certain principles, and they make a lot of decisions that piss people off. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? Why are you doing this? Why are you operating like this? But they also make other decisions where people are like, oh, look at them. They're standing against. They're not necessarily standing against. It seems like it from a distance because so many companies don't, but it's just Nintendo being tone deaf to so many things. They're very much in their bubble, in their world. And sometimes that benefits them and sometimes it goes against them, depending on what that decision is.
Like when they nuke charity events.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, they're a strange company, very strange. And creative people a lot of times are very strange. Nintendo falls into that category. They will on one hand, they're like, wow, they do all these wonderful things. Then the other hand, they're like shutting down Etika Joy-Cons for charity. What the fuck are you doing? Or shutting down the Smash Melee tournament because they couldn't do the tournament in person like how it's been doing for so many years because of all the COVID stuff. So they created a hack where they could have it online, and Nintendo steps in and is like, nope, can't do it. It's like, dude, context, Nintendo, context. It's very strange.
Yep, for sure. Rooftop Korean shot Pablo Hidalgo for $5. I won't let it go, but y'all can pull it off. Interview someone over at Sucker Punch. Also, Dan Houser, Red Dead Redemption 2 writer, who was Me Too'd out of Rockstar.
Really?
Dan Houser is not out of Rockstar. Like, at least I don't think so. That would be like pretty major news because he's like the guy him and his brother Sam wrote Grand Theft Auto and the Red Dead Redemption games. Like, he's like arguably one of the most powerful people in the entire industry. Like, I don't think he would be very easy to like Me Too.
I mean,
hey, John Lasseter. John Lasseter was
yeah.
Me Too'd for hugs. So, I mean, this is the guy that was running Pixar.
February 5th, 2020, so almost a year ago, Rockstar Games founder Dan Houser leaves studio.
You're muted.
Me?
No, Mark.
I am sorry, I was typing because I was going to try to look it up.
Okay.
Was it because of him? Why do I not remember hearing anything about that?
Here's a tweet from Jason Schreier about it. Holy shit. One of the top creative forces behind Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption is leaving Rockstar. Co-founder of the company, lead writer on most of their games, including GTA 5, and one of the two men responsible for Rockstar's culture. His departure will undoubtedly have a lot of ripple effects.
This happened in February?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe the lockdowns in March maybe is where we lost. Nobody heard about this.
Yeah, because we would have brought that up on the podcast, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And I don't remember talking about it if we did.
The company did not announce his replacement or respond to requests for further comment. Yeah, I mean, this happened a long-ass time ago, so...
it says in the Wikipedia, left Rockstar on March 11th, 2020, following an extended break in 2019.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Nobody's safe from the Me Too bullshit.
And that was Rooftop Korean shot Pablo Hidalgo saying that he was Me Too'd out of Rockstar, so we'll have to look into that.
Do you think that's a bit of a worry for GTA 6 then?
Well, if Sam Houser is still there, then maybe not. But it's probably not a good thing. And it also might be why we've gotten. Oh, I guess no, because like Grand Theft Auto 5 came out so long ago. I was saying that maybe that's why
my
we haven't.
favorite PS5 release.
I was saying that like I that might be part of the reason why we haven't gotten any Grand Theft Auto 5 single player content. And I'm like, oh wait, no, that's probably not the reason.
Kristen Nova becomes a channel member. Maybe she updated her payments. I felt like she was a channel member before, but
Yeah, I think she was.
Chris Arcella for $5. The bear on Ryan's shirt is orange because it's covered by the Doritos grease. Also, the bear tends Ryan's Dorito farm. Well, thank you, Christopher Arcella. My Dorito farm is very popular. Daniel James for Aussie, $15. My first Gaming with Geeks stream. I'm usually asleep by now. Damn, Lethal, you long boy.
Yeah, we brought him on. I brought him on my stream just before and let him loose.
Now, Daniel's saying you're a long boy. That could mean a couple things, couldn't it? Based on Daniel's, yeah, he's talking about your dick. Yeah, exactly. Based on Daniel's sexual preference.
Yeah, a trustworthy source.
Thank you.
Subscribe to Lethal's OnlyFans.
Thank you, Lethal, for hanging out. Or it's not Lethal. Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome, bitch.
And Inquisitor Matthias for $2. Lethal, control your waifu.
I think he means Grace Randolph.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put her in check, bro. I don't know what's going on, Lethal, but you gotta get her.
I'll handle those decisions.
Maybe she is stressed out. Maybe she just is really stressed out. That would explain why she's like 27 and looks 45. Maybe she just works too much. Let's see. Eskimono Phono for $2 says, so I didn't watch season 1 and 2. Basically.
Such a weird move.
It's such a weird thing. Like it just.
If I was going to do that review like that, I wouldn't even admit it. I hadn't watched it.
So I started watching Return of the Jedi, and this guy in a cloak comes in and starts threatening the big slug guy, and I'm like, who even is this guy? Why does he care about the guy in the wall?
That is, I really want to watch her review so bad now. This is fascinating. Like, what did she think was going to happen?
I mean, the thing is, she only has 80%. Like, it's 80%. It's not like it's getting fucking ratioed. It's not like she said Cyberpunk or City Project Red lied. Like, it's not like she get fucking ratioed in the dirt. It's just 80%. A little bit of backlash.
Yeah.
That's like when I made like a Black Lives Matter PS4 theme video. Yeah. That was my ratio.
Yeah, that's that was my ratio too.
Yeah.
So many people got mad about that one though.
I know, the amazing lick ass. Yeah. Price is Right review for $5. Sup, guys? I roasted these idiots. If you haven't seen my responses on Twitter, it's laughable. The responses I've read from these SJWs and womanists. Thank you, Price. Yeah, there's a lot of people I recognized in those Twitter threads. So
I haven't heard that saying before. Womanists.
Am I too loud? I just saw someone say "rip headphone viewers." I guess that was from my Grace
You
impression.
just went full Grace.
Well, you went full Grace. So.
Is that the only? Okay, but no, my normal volume is okay. Like for you guys,
it's fine.
Yeah,
we would have let you know.
We would have told you.
Mark's so paranoid about everything. Is that like a Canadian trait?
Well, no, because there was one time that I was too quiet and you guys didn't let me know until like 45 minutes into the episode.
We were telling you. Well, we were kind of telling you. You just never got any better. So I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Joe Musashi for $10. I stopped watching Grace Randolph videos after that cringy review she did on Rambo's Last Blood. So I'm not surprised she reviewed Cobra Kai season 3. Didn't even watch the past season. Shaking my head.
I didn't see that Rambo movie, but I heard it was not good.
The movie's decent. Her review was terrible. Fucking terrible, man.
I mean, I'll probably get around to it at some point. I just heard from a lot of people it was bad, and I like Rambo a lot, so it looks like maybe I just shouldn't watch this one. Sorry?
Who said it was bad?
I think like most reviews that I looked at for it, like most even people I heard even talking about it.
Down from the one before it, but it's
I think
not
like
bad.
even Critical Drinker said it was bad, and like
nah, it's not bad.
Like I'm not talking about like I watched Chris Stuckman or something. Like I watched like people that we know and whose opinion we respect, but I don't know. Like maybe I'll watch it. Like I really like Rambo.
I feel like most people liked it. I didn't see it, but I feel like most people liked it.
It's a Rambo movie. If you go in expecting. I mean, what do you
Well,
expect?
no, like I mean, honestly, like Rambo 3 and 4, I don't think were very good Rambo movies. So like, I was kind of like also on like, well, I didn't like the last couple, so maybe I could just skip this one. The first
Trey
two were
says she
really
called
good,
it
though.
racist against Mexicans.
She did. It's one of the most retarded reviews you'll ever see.
Isn't he fighting against like a Mexican cartel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
Is
it's
that
racist.
why it's racist? Because
Yep.
like I mean, not all Mexican people are in cartels, but Mexican cartels exist.
Real quick, programming announcement. So we just got confirmation next week. Upper Echelon Gaming will be joining us here
Boom.
on the weekly podcast. So that's going to be awesome.
That'll be
Good people.
awesome. And maybe we'll actually have some relevant gaming stuff to talk about. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
What his favorite Terminator movie is?
We're gonna have to find out. Mark, we'll get Mark on that one.
You know what mine is.
I want him on there to talk about. I want to talk about Cyberpunk with him too and pick his brain because he's someone like Mark who Mark's already like rolling his eyes. He's someone like Mark who really enjoyed a lot of what he played, but at the same time he has bashed the fuck out of them for some of the things that they've done like all along the way. So it's gonna be interesting to get his perspective on all of that for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Mexican cartel, how dare you kill them? Loves to grind for $5. Us men don't complain when men have unrealistic expectations in medias like those bad rom-coms. Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably some people that do, but most people don't.
I mean, everything has unrealistic shit. We just got done talking about how Cobra Kai, which is as great as it has unrealistic fucking karate fights just breaking out in the middle of fucking broad daylight that would never fucking happen.
Yeah, it only happens at nighttime.
Oh no, it happens during the day. You keep watching.
I meant in reality, it only happens during the night.
Oh yeah. I was about to say no. You get like brace yourself for a lot of like. There's almost like JRPG levels of random encounters in Cobra Kai. At times.
Yeah. And it's just weird how people. They just will find any reason to be offended. It's just fucking stupid. I mean, look at the characters. I don't know, off the top of my head. Final Fight. Remember how the men looked in Final Fight? How
Cody
they're just
and
like
Mike Hagar and Guy.
just giants. It's like, dudes really don't look like that. Doesn't fucking matter. It's a fucking video game. And again, the response is what's key here. It's not these people. These weirdos are always going to exist in a small group of minority voices that are going to be offended by everything. You're never going to stop those people from being offended over anything and everything. But when you have a company that's willing to stand up and go, we are not censoring this game. We are not going to sit here and bend the knee to you. That's the important part. That's the entire problem with the entertainment industry is these companies keep bending the knee to these few people on Twitter. And when you have a company willing to stand up against it, that should be the focus. And that's what's happening.
I wonder how many people are going to buy the game just because of that.
A lot.
I don't know, but we're gonna make a video on the show. Probably clip this together and put it up and everything.
On sale on Steam until January 5th. I just checked. So if you're on
buy it on
PC,
Switch.
yeah.
Buy it on Switch.
I'm not guaranteeing it's gonna be on sale over there.
Doesn't matter. Pay full price. It's worth it.
Jeremy will say that wholeheartedly.
Nintendo. All right, that was Loves to Grind. Thank you. That one guy for $5. What do you guys think about a Fatal Frame remake / remaster?
Never got into the Fatal Frame games. I'm not saying they're bad. I never played them. So I was more of a Resident Evil Silent Hill guy during that era.
Yeah, I never played Fatal Frame games. Resident Evil, that was the standard for me back then.
Fatal Frame and Clock Tower are the ones I missed out on. I think like the people that were going hard on survival horror played all of Resident Evil, all of Silent Hill, all of Fatal Frame and Clock Tower, and then there were casuals like me. We're just like, I'll play every Resident Evil game and every Silent Hill, but the others, man.
Even as dated as Resident Evil 1 is from the gameplay standpoint, I still magic, dude.
Liberty Prime for $5. I bought the game just to support the devs that stand against censorship. Didn't even play it yet, just installed it. There you go. So I've seen a couple of that in the chat as well. So it's working pretty well to stand up against the retarded mob.
I'm going to buy it on Steam and Switch, just for the record.
Well, that was my plan for like actual Cyberpunk too. Didn't work out so well. Ninja Massacre $5. Tech YouTuber Naomi Wu also has a cameo character in the game.
Oh, nice. Sexy
go.
Cyborg is her alias.
Nice. Mark is all over it. The cyborg news and the waifu news. To Tim.
She's got some controversy about her. I'll send you a video, but it's an interesting story for sure.
Ooh, video. Nice. To Tim 50545. If you want to be a man of culture, watch Interspecies reviewers. Interspecies reviewers. Man of culture, interspecies reviewers. Got it. Thank you, Tim.
Metal Mario has a funny comment, but I would have to switch it around a bit. But he says, Geeks and Gamers goes to a restaurant. Lethal flirts with the waitress. Ryan asks what the ingredients are. Mark doesn't eat anything, and Jeremy pays.
I quite enjoy eating human food.
I actually think it would reverse. Like, Mark would be the one that asks what the ingredients are. You know, because he's the one. He's like, what's the frame rate? What's the resolution?
Yeah.
You know, and Mark's just like, fuck these people. I'm not eating their shit.
Yeah, Mark could be like, where's this beef sourced?
I honestly don't think I've ever once asked what the ingredients are at a restaurant. Maybe when I was trying out being a vegetarian in like 2007.
I've got a question.
So I guess
for
then
you.
I would be like, hey, do you have any vegetarian food? But
Do you ever inquire about anything on the menu? Like when you get there, you're like,
you know what? Yes, sometimes if there's like a burger that I want to order, I'll ask if they put mayonnaise in it because I hate mayonnaise. So I'll just be like, hold the mayo. Like, that's it. Because there's a bunch of places you'll go where they just throw mayonnaise on there as if you obviously want it. I'm just like, no, I think it's fucking disgusting.
So we had to switch around. I would get something, but then for anyone that took super long, like if you ever tell the waitress to, hey, I'm not ready, Betnet, can you come back in like 5 minutes? I'd say, are you fucking kidding me? Just fucking order something. That's what I would say. So, you know.
I would just ask if there were chicken tenders on the menu. That's it.
Yeah, Mark, there you go. Tits, Lethal's good to go. So you're all, well, I'm not going to say that. Black Phoenix for $10. That is a super sticker with like a dude wearing shades with just like the shades continuing to like fall. I've never seen that animated super sticker before. But thank you for the $10, Black Phoenix. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Hidalgo for Canadian $2. Congrats, panel, for getting Willie Nelson. Hashtag Nolte. What? For getting Willie Nelson. Hashtag Nolte. The only Willie Nelson reference I can think of is the super chat that Cecil sent. What's the worst thing to hear after giving Willie Nelson a blowjob? I'm not Willie Nelson. So that was a Cecil super chat from last night on Friday Night Tights. William Hollinger for $2. Drunk 3PO sells COR for Ryan. Drunk 3PO sells COR for Ryan. I don't know what that means. William Hollinger.
We're all confused right now.
I don't know. McKinney 90 for $10 just did an art stream talking about the Sense hoopla and major props to Top Hat for not bending the knee. Hopefully more games with this art style does come out and don't bend the knee. Absolutely, McKinney. You know, whether it's art style or decisions in the game, like whatever, when you have this when you have these people who don't actually care about the game, that's the important part, because there is Twitter backlash. That's a thing. We saw it for The Last of Us Part 2 for the decisions they made. Those are people that cared about the product that were having those reactions. We saw the reaction to the Sonic trailer. Those were people that were like, this isn't Sonic. What the fuck is this? Those are people that are actually invested in whatever you're doing. Yes. And you have to make that determination as to where the
it's not hard to figure that out. Like, it's not hard to figure out where the complaints are coming from, where they're based
pronouns
from.
And bio.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very simple, and that's why pronouns and bio is a good thing, because the moment you see somebody complaining about something, you click and you're like, "Yep, we know this person doesn't actually play video games." But yeah, the Sonic complaints are extremely valid. We talked about that on Friday Night Tights a little bit, but I mean, that was such a monumental decision for the success of that film, because if that film would have continued as what we saw in that first trailer, it would have failed miserably. There is something to listening to the feedback of the actual fans and trying to show them that, yeah, okay, I have a pre-existing IP and I want to sit here and honor that. That's exactly what happened.
Yep. Let me get back to these. Dixon cider for $5. Happy New Year's, guys. Jeremy, were you able to get to your P.O. box? I spent my time watching OG He-Man.
OG He-Man, hell yeah. I haven't been in my P.O. box in several days, but I will definitely go check it out.
There you go. Robert Bloomsburg for $10. Y'all remember the boob armor non-traversy? Like how Shadowversity responded, I sense a disturbance in my video analytics. Someone said something really stupid, didn't they? Yeah, like it's really funny that Anita Sarkeesian has this power to just be a complete embarrassment to herself and complete, like always just like literally just someone in the corner barfing and shitting on themselves. And everyone else benefits from it because everyone else points and laughs and the videos just blow up when she says something dumb like that. So it's
real quick. So I'm going to try to get this together for next week. So I've got to have a phone call with a few people and get everything set up. But about 2 or 3 weeks ago, someone emailed me and told me that they designed a video game based on me and Geeks and Gamers. And I've played the video game and it's a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but it is a lot of fun. It's a game where I played it a little bit. It's a 2D side scroller. It's me, and I have facts, and I am fighting NPCs who are throwing things like Last Jedi good at me. So like they throw something, and it's just like it says like Last Jedi good, and it's throwing at me, and I have to take a fact and throw it at it to kill it, and then I kill the NPCs with facts. To regenerate, to get my energy level back up, there's apple juice on the map, and so when I run over it, it says swig of apple juice, and it's just little shit like this. And there's a battle of like me versus Rotten Tomatoes. The developer has told me that they don't want to monetize it without my permission. I want to give them the ability to monetize this and give them some type of licensing agreement. So I'm going to talk to them this week, and then hopefully we're going to be able to like do the official launch, and I want to tell everybody about it because I want you guys to go support this guy. And maybe we can evolve it to bring more of the Geeks and Gamers personalities into the equation. It's absolutely humbling as hell. It is so cool, and I thank you so much, and I will give this person a shout out and link to anything they have, and hopefully we can see this evolve into something really cool with the Geeks and Gamers personalities. That's kind of my goal. It's absolutely cool. So more to come next week, hopefully, on that.
There you go. The only question I really have is how big are your tits?
Yeah, exactly. I will make a point to increase the tits so we can get the video game sales up.
Make X-Ray Girl a playable character.
It should be like Mark's leg, like a bonus item.
Mark's whole side quest could be to like recover like his cyborg leg that someone took from him or something.
I think I just want to be like a summon that Jeremy calls in, and I like grow like the PC Master Race white hair, and then just like shoot them with good frame rates or something.
Oh man,
that's hilarious. So like, if you thought Jeremy's ego was big before, just imagine someone hit him up and be like, "Hey, I made a video game based on you and everything about you." Yeah. So now we're where we're at.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Gary N for $10. Happy New Year to the Gaming with Geeks crew and everyone in the chat. I love this channel. Nintendo is the best.
Yes.
How do you feel about that, Mark?
Sorry?
How do you feel about
How
that?
do you feel
about Nintendo being the best?
Yeah.
About
that fact.
I think it's an opinion.
Thank you, Gary, for the super chat. HBG3 for $2. Can we agree Sam is the worst character in CK?
Yes. Fuck her. She's so annoying.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree. Real quick, I want to show now. Everybody knows Lethal Lightning has a lot of power. Okay, he has a lot of power and a lot of influence. But this is what happens when Lethal Lightning takes you under his wing right here.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is Krista, who just started playing Call of Duty. And number one, number one, she's already clapping back at people on Twitter now because she's playing Call of Duty. But this was her. You were in the match, right, Lethal? Yeah, you were in this match, correct?
Yep.
This is what Lethal Lightning. This is the power of Lethal right here. Here we go.
I'm so proud of her.
She even stopped a teabag.
I know.
Well done, Krista.
Yo, where the fuck are these retards when I'm playing? That's what I'm asking.
What's wrong
Like,
They're losing the match too, so it's not like they're all like the enemy team is just terrible players. Impressive.
That was
So
good.
proud of her.
where the fuck are these retards when I am playing? Why can't they join my lobbies instead of just fucking wrecking me, and wiping their ball sack on me every fucking day? Just these people who never. Only one of those people ever even looked at her.
And she's like, ha ha. That was good stuff, though. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to give another shout out to X-Ray Girl, who's currently taking notes for this stream. X-Ray Girl is amazing. She runs our Instagram, and she just started her own Twitch channel. And we really need to get her to 50 followers. What is her Instagram?
Or Instagram or
I'm sorry, her Twitch. Her Twitch. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I got it.
And she did do a face reveal with the handsome cyborg himself yesterday, and
on Thursday actually. I had to beat Metal Gear Solid 2, and the Metal Gear Solid Ray survival fight was really giving me a lot of trouble. So it's kind of like, I hope this face reveal actually happens. But I pulled it out.
Yeah, so it's good stuff. We got some badass ladies at Geeks and Gamers. So X-Ray Girl's doing her thing over there on Twitch. So please go follow her. Let's get her.
And she's smiling at me right now. She's very happy for the shout out.
Yeah, so please let's get her to 50 followers over on Twitch, and good stuff all the way around. Lethal's making Krista Krista went from this little scared little girl to now she's like trashing people on Twitter and just owning and like teabagging people on COD. This is what Geeks and Gamers does, corrupting women.
Look at that. Followed by Yellow Flash.
Nice.
So now you know you're the real deal.
Nice. Hell yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Flash.
Thank you very much, Flash.
Flash put out another iteration of My Moon yesterday.
It's so good. It's so good.
I don't even have any arms left.
Oh man.
Muggsykins for Canadian $5. Did anyone else notice that Yang Ya's new merch has the same lettering style as Cyberpunk? I wonder why he initially gave the game such a good review. I mean, it's not like he made it a secret. He like even says it's Cyberpunk and inspired and stuff.
Yeah.
But there is no doubt that Yang Ya pivoted very quickly after his review, where he was basically like, "This is like life-changing game," where he, they wouldn't let him use any of his own captured footage.
Yeah.
So he just put out his review,
I mean, I think he designed the merch hoping that Cyberpunk would be like a massive smash, and that every one of his fans who also like Cyberpunk would want the merch with that styling. But I think that backfired a little bit for sure. I just I lost a bit of respect for him for even signing that NDA at all. I get that he was excited about the game and wanted to have that like early access, but like I said, like I gained a lot of respect for both like Skill Up and ACG, and I think even Razor Fist was like sent that NDA and was just like no. And like I would have said no to it as well. As a person who likes and even on this show defends the game quite a bit, at least compared to the popular opinion, I do think the game has a lot of problems. And if they told me I could not use my own footage for a review, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not. Take your review code, then I'll just review it when it comes out.
I highlight John Barnhill's comment. Followed, is there like a list somewhere? I should probably follow the Legion of Geeks and Gamers. That is a great idea. I'll probably talk to my my webmasters, and we'll see if we can create a master list of everybody on the team and the places you can go and stay connected with them, because that's something that would benefit everybody on the team. So yeah.
Steph just says X-Ray Girl got her 50 followers.
Nice.
Yep.
Congratulations, honey.
Nice.
She probably got it quicker than all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's only her second stream, and really the first one that was supposed to be noticed by anyone.
I said congratulations. She turned around, blew me a quick kiss, and then got right back to her note taking.
Note taking is next level, man.
X-Ray Girl,
Holy
make sure you
shit.
get this. Yellow Flash says, Young paid out. Young sold out. Yeah, like Young, yeah. I think a lot of people lost a lot of respect for him from that pivot that he did. And like Mark said, that he actually reviewed it. I think a lot of people reviewed this shit hoping to just get on the hype train, get all those views initially. And that's ultimately when we talk about shills, like that's ultimately where people have to judge, because there's a lot of people that get access to things that get sent free shit, but ultimately it's how they handle that and how they judge things. And if you feel like they're actually trustworthy, that tells you, whether or not to trust. Like Skill Up. Again, Skill Up is the best example. Even though I'm not a big fan of his politics necessarily. Skill Up is someone who is very honest about what he feels about games. He's not going to sugarcoat shit. He's not going to take part in these bullshit hey, you can't use your own footage. He's going to roast Cyberpunk for what he thinks deserves to be roasted. He's also going to call it what he thinks is great about the game. Same for The Last of Us 2. And like that ultimately is how you need to determine it with you can trust people. If they are getting this access, are they being honest?
And that's the thing. It's like being able to separate your subjective like opinion on the game and how you experienced it, how you enjoyed it, and what it meant to you, with like the objective analysis of like, okay, but what are this game's strengths? What are its weaknesses? What are its problems? And am I going to be honest about all those things? And I at least strive to do that. Sometimes the subjective part sort of wins out and makes you want to color things in a certain way. But I think usually that's kind of why I think that it's important to actually like watch the review before you like comment on it or say like, oh, you're just a Cyberpunk shill or Last of Us shill, whatever it would be. Because sometimes people make a pretty decent case as for at least where they're coming from. And if you find that a person is just like, oh, wow, like the graphics in this game were just beautiful. I was like stunned by everything I was seeing at all times. And, like the gameplay is all right, but I just had a great time. It's like, is that a good game though? Or did they just spend a lot of money making the visuals look good? And, you got to read between the lines with reviewers a lot of the time.
What type of chair are you sitting in, Mark?
The Cyberpunk chair that X-Ray Girl bought for me for Christmas. But again, like I was
me after you defended us on the live stream.
Well, or you mean after I made a video where I end with saying "Don't buy this game"? Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize about my video. I do talk a lot about how much I enjoyed the Cyberpunk game in my video, but the video ends with me saying, yeah, but don't buy this right now. It's not in a good state. It'll get better later. It'll probably be on sale when it is better, and it might even have some DLC. So just, if you're not chomping at the bit to like see the story and not be spoiled on it, honestly, that's the only reason I would say buy it right now. If it's just like, I won't be able to accept even getting spoiled on anything, then you're playing with fire if you don't play the game ASAP, because someone's going to say something. But if like you can wait.
Well, you guys look so bored and pissed when Mark talks for more than 30 seconds. That's not true, but it kind of goes into the thing about Mark. And again, we all know he's not, but I just want to put like emphasis on it. Like Mark, a shill wouldn't be here with as much as me and Ryan and Lethal of shit on Cyberpunk, because we've done far more damage than good to Cyberpunk. Just like when people say Jeremy has SJWs running his Facebook group, SJWs would not affiliate with me, first of all. Okay, like SJWs don't affiliate with people who are
the ones that used to work for G&G don't work there anymore.
Yeah, they left.
They
left because I was publicly a Trump supporter calling out Hollywood wokeness, and they could not be affiliated with me when I was publicly known as a Trump supporter. Privately, they knew I was, and that was okay. But once it was public, they had to answer for, how can you be linked to someone that supports Trump? And it's just so hard for them. So SJW is just, it goes against everything that that they try to pretend to stand for, that they could never be linked to someone who supports Trump openly. Can't do it. They're not allowed to.
D-Max Ski for $2. Nice chair, Mark. Glad to see it works. It actually didn't for the first 6 months. That's the spoiler.
Well, actually, a really funny thing is the reason X-Ray Girl got me this chair is because my red chair, the one that she's actually using now, the armrest is being held together with some medical tape that I had because the whole thing just snapped off. So my other chair actually is broken. This one's perfectly functional.
There you go. I was trying to work in like some kind of amputee thing, like you wouldn't need a leg rest, but it just didn't come together. So I'll just say, remember, Mark's an amputee.
You know
I
what else
can't think
didn't
of a
come
better
together? His leg.
Sir Ruin of wait, hold on, a couple things skipped on me.
It is a nice chair, though. Mark's chair is nice.
It is
It's
sharp.
super comfortable too.
Cyberpunk, the entire aesthetic and like the yellow and the light blue, I dig it. I even switched my entire theme on my Twitch to that, and then I was like really disappointed when the game, like the first, I streamed like the first 4 hours. I probably shouldn't have streamed it. I'm 30 plus hours into it now. It's okay. I'm having an okay time. But
You nearly finished it? You nearly finished
no,
it?
I'm not even close to finishing. I've been doing a lot of side stuff. I'm probably about 30% through the different main missions.
The side stuff, I said in my review, but I think the side jobs are sort of the best part of the game. The main story is good. It's not mind blowing or anything though. Like it won't knock you off your chair, but the side jobs actually are really good, and the characters are really kind of interesting to learn about, and you want to kind of find out about their struggles and help them out with their issues, and that's kind of the strength of the game, if you ask me, the biggest strength.
Oh yeah. I read that. Pauly D for 549. This is a good shooting off point. What's your top game of the year, guys? Any standout moments in any game, whether it be a scene or a mission? So that kind of does come to another thing we wanted to talk about, was just kind of a look back at 2020 in gaming, because it's hard to remember all the things that happened. Even when someone leaves Rockstar back in February, didn't even know about it. But Cyberpunk was the culmination. What we thought was going to release in April ended up getting pushed way back, and we've talked to death about Cyberpunk and kind of the launch that it was. But there was a lot of interesting things that happened in 2020. My highlight, my game of the year, is Ghost of Tsushima, and I think that Sucker Punch to me became one of the, just with their actions with Ghost of Tsushima, the way that they made the game, the way that they treated fans, and the way they responded to fans and gave them something that they had been asking for after the game released. That to me has elevated Sucker Punch greatly in terms of the developers and the game companies that I kind of trust going forward. And Ghost of Tsushima is my game of the year.
I agree with everything you said. I also thought very highly of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But as for what my favorite gaming moment of the year was, in Ghost of Tsushima, the part when you first unlock Ghost Dance and Jin just goes absolutely fucking bunter, that's probably my favorite moment. That was just fucking awesome, man. The way he has the sword through the general's back and it just pulls it out and lops the dude's head off and then just goes crazy and just starts killing everybody while screaming at them and all that. Best moment of the whole game.
That is true, yeah. Like that caught me by surprise when that happened.
He just goes crazy out of nowhere. He just like turns into Tony Montana for like that whole rest of that section. And once you get to the third act, from the third act right to the very end, it's god tier. The way the game ends, oh, so good, so fucking good, man.
I haven't played a lot of games this year, but the ones like Doom Eternal's the standout for me that of the games I've played. I absolutely love the Doom Eternal. I've probably had the most fun with Black Ops, but that's strictly just a multiplayer element. I have not gotten into the campaign, but I really am loving Black Ops Cold War. I know it's a Call of Duty game and people are all over the place on it. I tend to get more into the multiplayer side of Call of Duty games anyway than the campaigns. And for me, I mean, I think I like Cold War more than I liked Modern Warfare 2019 even, but Doom Eternal was, oh man, it's just such a badass game. And the soundtrack is just incredible on Doom Eternal. So, I mean, again, limited amount of games I've played this year just due to time. And, but I'm a YouTuber, and like Grace Randolph said, we don't have time to do anything. So, so I will just say, even though I haven't played any of the games, I will objectively say that Doom Eternal is the best game of the year because I haven't had time to play other games. And much like Grace Randolph, I will make definitive claims on other games.
Mark, you and me, I think, are the only two people here that have done the Cold War campaign.
Yeah.
I actually quite liked the Cold War campaign. You agree?
Yeah, I think in the pantheon of Call of Duty campaigns, Cold War is one of the most interesting at the very least. Like they do actually take some chances with it, whereas most Call of Duty games are pretty much corridor, shoot all the things, get to the end of the corridor. Like from a game design standpoint, ultimately, maybe hop in a vehicle and like shoot from a turret. But Cold War actually has a bit of flexibility and like some stealth moments, some branching pathways. Like there's a couple different endings. Like it's pretty solid. I do have a review of it on the channel if anyone wants.
I think
to check
one
it
of
out,
the best levels was when you're the KGB,
the Russian,
yeah, where you're the insider and you're like sneaking
Desperate
around.
Measures, I believe, is the name of that mission, and
And
I
they
think
had,
that's the best mission in the
yeah.
game.
And I really
It
like the
also-
ending as well. The ending was good because you can have like a good or a bad ending. And I said, yeah, fuck it, I'm going with the bad ending. And just being able to kill all the characters, like, oh my god, I love putting a bullet in Frank Wood's fucking face. I hate that guy. And then,
Bit of a spoiler there, but that is also the non-canon ending. So.
and then just being like, do you want to nuke Europe? Yes. Do you want to blame it on America? Yes. This is fucking awesome.
That's what happens when the communists win the Cold War, everybody. They just nuke all of Europe. They're not the good guys.
I thought it was
What?
great. Yeah.
Well, and that is funny. I really hope we should clip this and just name it. We should put this on the main channel. Say Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is Geeks and Gamers Game of the Year. And see what the ratio.
Sure, that'll go over well.
Yeah, I see what the ratio ends up being.
Yeah.
Well, I do think it's important to point out that I think I think Warzone is technically a 2020 game because it didn't come out for the first couple months after Modern Warfare.
You could argue that's a mode for Modern Warfare, but yeah, I guess technically it's its own game. Very, very much from a technical standpoint. But
Yeah.
so it's like you kind of need to fire up Modern Warfare to launch it anyways, but I guess now it's sort of its own separate app. But
Well, there's one game that absolutely positively does not deserve any Game of the Year recognition, and that is G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. But I do think it was cool of the developers, after I was very critical of the game, to reach out to me directly. Game Mill reached out, and then Iguana Bee came on and spoke with us directly about it. And regardless of how bad that game was, and it was bad, when you are willing to listen to criticisms from fans and try to take that into consideration, and then come onto a live stream on a channel of this size with people you don't know and listen to their criticisms, that has to be taken into consideration as far as a good moment in 2020. As far as I'm concerned, that's a very good moment, but the game is not good.
Come into, that people don't like the game, that they're going to ask you questions about why you did this and what they think can make it better. Like that. Yeah. That's not an easy thing to do. Imagine Neil Druckmann talking to anybody who was critical of him.
Exactly. It's so, I mean, we have to point these things out because those are the types of developers we want. Like, I love G.I. Joe. I really hated the live action movies. There were things that I could find that I did enjoy about them, but I really didn't like them. This game was not a good game in any capacity, but it did get G.I. Joe right in terms of the characters and the feel and everything like that. It's just from a game standpoint, it was objectively bad, very bad. And I don't think anybody here is going to disagree with that. No. It was not a good game. But again, go ahead.
I'll say it's pretty crazy to think at the start of 2020, we had no idea that Last of Us and Cyberpunk will be the two most controversial games of the year.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I probably would have put money on those being the safest bets of the year.
Yeah, the safest bet.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, by this time next year, with us having the app, will be fully functional and everything will be rolling by this time next year. I fully intend to put something together where Geeks and Gamers can do our staff Game of the Year, Movie of the Year, Television Show of the Year awards, and we will have a fans vote too, so the fans will actually have a voice. All of that's going to be implemented. That's all part of the plan to give the fans more of a voice, and then we can sit there and go, okay, here's what the fans believe right here, Game of the Year. Here's what the staff believes. Then we'll have individuals. Like, it'll be able to have people having a voice, because essentially the entertainment industry, not even just the entertainment industry, it kind of runs all the way through to politics and everything. They really don't like when individuals have voices anymore. They really don't. They don't like it in Hollywood. They don't like it in sports. They don't like it in politics. They do not want people to have an individual voice because they want to control the narrative as to what you're supposed to think is going on. And when the people's voices go against what they want the others to believe, it's a problem for them. And that's why we have to continue to, give fans a voice. And I think Gary said it perfectly on Friday Night Tights that 2021 needs to be the year of the fan. And in order to do that, we have to give fans an opportunity to speak up. And that's what we're going to do at Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, absolutely. And
fuck him.
Yeah, except for me. Last of Us 2, everything that went down with that, like the way that people feel about Naughty Dog now versus before, what happened to that franchise versus now, they completely destroyed it. And you can talk about that 4 million that you supposedly sold and shipped in the first weekend, but after that, it was dead. It just was, and it's in no way is going to live up to the first one, which shipped around 17 million across 2 generations, and a lot of the excitement that people would have had for a Last of Us show on HBO is fucking gone. They wrecked a franchise for one good weekend of sales. They told their fans to go fuck off, and that's what a lot of them did. Neil Druckmann is a bitch. He has completely been exposed as one of the most hated people of 2020 in the gaming industry.
Absolutely.
So,
and
I'm glad he got exposed.
And before Kevin Smith became the ultimate shill, Kevin Smith did an evening with Kevin Smith, and he talked about in Hollywood, you fail upwards. And that is the definition of Neil Druckmann's 2020. He failed upwards. That's essentially what happens in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. The more you fuck up, the more you show you hate fans and their voices, and the more identity politics you shove into shit, the more you will accelerate your career. That's why you have so many of these people pretending to be woke when they're not really woke. They're just pretending because that's what elevates you in that industry.
There you go. What else came out in 2020? Well, we did have some new consoles launch. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X towards the end. And like, to me, we talked a lot in the lead up to this about who would have the momentum. Like when PlayStation came out, when we had like 700 people watching Game with Geeks, and Mark was like, tune in, this is going to be boring. And like 500 of them left. Like, they had that, disappointing, basically just like specs reveal. Or like,
and then I got in trouble for being honest about it.
Exactly. And then, Xbox, came right back and actually showed some gameplay and things like that. It felt like the powers were kind of moving up, and then it comes out and it looks like PlayStation 5, honestly, is the big winner at launch, at least in my opinion.
It's still impossible to find either of them. The only real metric we have for PlayStation 5 doing better is that the scalp prices are higher.
That and they just said that they I guess it's true, like they are sold out. Xbox Series X's are impossible to find as well. They just didn't make as many, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, PlayStation 5s, they did make more, they shipped more, they sold more.
And maybe I'm in a bubble. I don't know. But for me, the PlayStation 5 seems to be just dominating the conversation, dominating the interest, dominating the excitement, the desire, everything. I mean, I guess there's a lot of that for the Xbox as well, but I don't get that sense that they are really pulling as much attention as PlayStation 5. I mean, I hear when I say that, sometimes people go, no, the Xbox has a lot of hype, and I don't see it personally, but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, it's tricky because there are definitely more games on PS5 that you can't play anywhere else. Like, or if you can, it's like significantly lower grade versions, like Miles Morales you can get on PS4, but it looks a lot nicer on PS5. Demon Souls is only on PS5, whereas there's not really anything like that on Xbox Series X or S, so Xbox Series. But there is Game Pass, so ultimately, like if you do not own any video game consoles and you got an Xbox with Game Pass on like Christmas Day, you have like 200 games that you can play, whereas PS5 you have to spend like $80 per game. So like, I mean, there is definitely value in the Xbox over the PS5, but if the only thing on your radar is what are games that I can only play on PS5, then that's going to win out. But ultimately, the cross comparison though between like the same game on both of them is kind of 50-50. Some of them look better on PS5, some of them look better on Xbox Series X. So that one's kind of hard to tell. Apparently,
point.
Cyberpunk Series X is absolutely the console version to get if you're gonna if you have all the consoles and not a PC, then Xbox Series X is the one that runs the most stably and doesn't crash. Whereas the PS5 version runs pretty well, but apparently crashes a lot.
And to be fair, there is no PS5 version or Xbox Series X version.
Yeah, it's just the
last gen upgraded by its, the native technology and stuff that's in there. There's not an actual version for those games yet. I don't even have an ETA on those. So
why does everyone say I look bored and I'm asleep?
you're talking and you're bored. You bored yourself to sleep by talking. I don't know.
Oh, well.
At this point, Mark, the more you respond to comments, the more they're going to say things that are going to make you respond. So
fair enough.
that the fact that you just responded to that means they're going to continue to say shit like that.
I mean, there was just a comment that went by, like, why does Mark have an electric dildo in the background? But I mean,
You mean my Metal Gear Solid Rising lightning lamp?
No, the electric dildo in the background.
Oh. Well, if that's what it is, that's news to me.
he's not using it right. But we talked a little before. Something I saw Lethal playing a lot, and it's hard to kind of remember. This was all the way back then, but Neo 2 released this year. That's a game that you enjoyed a shit ton, right?
Metal Mario said he fell for it again. He fell for it again. Meaning Mark. Sorry, Lethal.
I never finished it though, but I really liked it. It was my first Souls-esque game. First time I played it, I got fucking wrecked, like savage.
Oh, that you would.
Sorry?
That you would. Neo is not easy. I haven't played the second one, but the first one is very hard.
Oh, it is pretty hard. But I really liked it. I love the whole like Japanese mythology stuff to it, like the enemies you were fighting and all that. And Neo 2 was pretty good, man. I really hope to catch up on it. Especially with all that DLC
coming out on PC on February 5th, I believe. So I will probably be playing it this year.
It's pretty good. Dying. Wow.
Yeah, that's brutal. The chat's continuing to remark on Mark. You read this one, Mark?
I look like I'm sick and dying.
Oh no.
You're worrying my girlfriend.
Let's hurry up and tie the knot already, so I can get all those benefits when you croak, Mark. You're not looking very good.
Oh boy.
Oh, what's this? Alexander Cruz for $10. We will catch up on super chats, guys. There's a lot. I just saw this pop up. Have you seen John Campia throwing shade at Nerdrotic and Jeremy on his show yesterday?
Did he?
No, nobody watches John Campia.
Do we have a timestamp or some specifics? There's no way Campia mentioned me or Nerdrotic by name. He doesn't do that. He's very, very vague when he wants to take shots at people. He makes broad generalizations. He will not say specifics. So I would like some timestamps as to what specifically you're talking about, Alexander, if you have any, and I'll go check that out.
Yeah.
So please let us know in the chat.
Let's be real. There's not anyone that's going to actually watch a John Campia stream just to find that. So, that's fucking torture. You can't expect anyone to actually.
He said he'll timestamp. Alexander will timestamp. Please, dude, let us know.
Nice. Thanks, Alexander.
But yeah, I would very much believe it's vague and not specific. That's just, unless Campia's finally breaking down, he's like, fuck these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I doubt
New
it.
Year. Fuck him.
New year, new me. New year, new me. John Campia. He can be like, fuck Nerdrotic and Jeremy.
Right. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead for $5. Jeremy, I wanted to ask you, you want to have a toy lightsaber battle with Mark Hamill while telling him how great Trump is?
I would love to do that, but the reality is, and we know this, Mark Hamill would never associate with anyone like me because he doesn't believe I'm human.
He might lightsaber battle you.
No, he wouldn't. It would be because he would be recognizing me as a human, and he doesn't recognize Trump supporters as human beings. We're beneath humanity to him. We are evil tyrants. So, and that's why my whole issue with Mark Hamill is like, I'm fine moving on from Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker at this point. I'm fine. Bring Sebastian Stan in. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of Mark Hamill's bullshit. I respect Mark Hamill. Love Luke Skywalker. He's meant the world to so many people, myself included, but what he did to Melania Trump was so ridiculous, and it's just so far beyond acceptable. And it would, like, you wouldn't be able to do that if someone in Hollywood did that to I'll say
Michelle
Michelle.
Obama.
I'll say Michelle.
I'll say Michael.
If someone did that to Michelle Obama, imagine if Tim Allen did that to Michelle Obama or Chris Pratt. Obviously, they wouldn't, because that's just not. They wouldn't do that in general. They just wouldn't. But Mark Hamill was able to do that, and it was fine. And of course, he deleted the tweet after a day, and nobody cared. It's just it's such fucking bullshit, man. I'm fucking tired of it. So
slut shaming's okay when it's SJWs that do it. That's the bottom line. When it's SJWs doing it against someone who they feel might be conservative. Grand Admiral Adam asked, did Mark get down on one knee when he proposed?
I did not. No, I was sitting at a table and managed to work the proposal into a conversation pretty slickly, I must say. Or I like to think. I don't know. X-Ray Girl would probably be able to tell the story better. She was the one I proposed to.
Did you mention frames per second at all?
Absolutely, of course. What proposal is complete if you don't talk about how great her performance is?
Damn, that's good. That is good. Mark. Congratulations to Mark and X-Ray Girl, newly engaged.
yes,
so
absolutely.
That is awesome.
Getting married is the ultimate simp move.
Yeah. It's the gayest thing I could possibly do.
Yeah, it's the second to gayest is respecting women. Then the gayest is to marry one.
Yeah,
That's,
it's basically saying, oh no, not kissing any new women ever.
That's true. Red Eye becomes a member. Thank you very much. Becoming a member to Geeks and Gamers. Appreciate that, Red Eye. Jane Theory for $5, a little corgi super sticker that says bravo and it's clapping. Thank you, Jane. Muggsykins for $5 Canadian. I understand he loves the game, but a review has to be non-biased. Nothing wrong with loving the game as long as it doesn't conflict with your integrity. Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with loving the game and saying that you love the game. It's when people don't think that you actually feel that way. That's the problem. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. Because we're always going to have different experiences in the actual game itself and how we feel about it. But it's when people feel like what you're saying, the bias, whatever. It's like what you're saying isn't real. It's not really what you feel. That is the problem.
If you can't back up what you're saying with references to the actual product. Like if you say, oh, this game's bad, be like, why is it bad? It just sucks. It's like, okay, thanks. That doesn't really tell anyone anything. You got to actually explain why you came to that conclusion. If you're going to try to explain it, otherwise be like, it just wasn't for me. Move on. Don't get into arguments about it if you can't back it up.
Mr. Mike G for $5. Jeremy rules. G&G rules. Ryan is awesome. How do you gents feel about DC Comics changing Batman / Bruce Wayne's race? Happy New Year.
In that Gotham High book?
No. What he's talking about is it's not really Bruce Wayne. They're not changing Bruce Wayne's race. They're changing Batman to Luke Fox, who's black. I don't think it's a good move for them. I think that Luke Fox is his own interesting character that you should explore. You don't need to have him put on the Batman suit. It's a bad move for them to do what they're doing, which is why they backed off from 5G, overall, actually switching it and making it more like an event, future state.
Yeah, I've got the preview thing right in front of me. So it's going to last about 2 months. And really all it is because they'd done what you said. They'd already started to put in the work for 5G. So it's like, oh, fuck, we're sitting on all this type of stuff. We have to do something with it. I think it's going to be pretty fucking bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's going to be really bad. By the way, X-Ray Girl, we weren't following you on the Geeks and Gamers account on Twitter, so I just did that.
I followed her. It was bullshit.
Yeah, she's X-Ray Girl _ on Twitter, I believe.
There was too much Mark simping.
Wait, no, it's X-Ray Girl 5. It's X-Ray Girl 5, right? I hope that's the right one.
Twitter? No, X-Ray Girl. What are you on Twitter? X-Ray Girl. I'm talking to you in real life.
Listen to her type, dude.
What's your Twitter handle?
X-Ray Girl 5.
Oh, it is X-Ray Girl 5.
Okay.
I just double
works.
checked it. It's actually Tim Fox, his brother.
Oh, it's not Luke Fox. It's Tim Fox. What the fuck? Why?
Where are you X-Ray Girl _? Oh, maybe
it doesn't even make any sense. Whatever. But anyway, it's not Bruce Wayne specifically. It's a bad move. It's not going to work out. And then they're going to say, you know what? It's going to happen. It's not going to work out. And people are going to say, wow, look at all these racists who don't want to buy Batman because he's black. Look at all these people who hate this book because Batman's black.
The thing is, the whole thing's only lasting 2 months.
Right, exactly. So
really
it's,
I mean, they have had other people take up the mantle of Batman before, even Dick, like Grayson, not an actual penis. But like, I mean, I think that Dick Grayson works better being Nightwing than he did as just being Batman while Batman was like possibly dead. Like,
but if it was just that, it would be like, okay, but the entire thing is like this whole shift. What's Wonder Woman again, Lethal? What are they changing Wonder Woman to?
Yara Floor. She's already got a CW show coming out as well.
Yeah, it's like some random Latina chick, I think, right?
Yeah.
Latinx. They're just going out of their way to change a bunch of heroes. A lot of them for like diversity reasons.
We have not had an argument about a movie on the stream today. I don't know what's going on. Nintendo is the greatest thing ever. Mark,
I will say
Ryan?
that, Ryan. I think Yara Floor.
that's not a movie, Jeremy.
It doesn't
You're
matter.
gonna
We
defend
need
the Super
anything.
Mario Brothers movie
we
or
need,
something?
we need some type of argument, or this stream has failed.
Yeah, it's true. Let's keep going then and see if we can find an argument. Where the fuck? Why this jump?
Now, hey, park hopping by the newest celebrity who has taken over the internet, coming for PewDiePie's throne very soon. Drunk 3PO will be there. So they're going to be going live, I think, in about 20 minutes. So if you guys are interested in that, obviously, Park Hoppin' will be live. Drunk will be there. I think Ivan actually might make an appearance for the first time on a Park Hoppin' stream. So that's going to be pretty cool. Ivan Ortega.
Nice.
And I might hop over there as well. So just want to let everybody know.
There's a lot of backlash for me jokingly saying Latinx. Yeah, Latinx is stupid. I know.
He was saying it sarcastically, guys.
So, I forget where I heard this, but someone made the argument to be like, so does that mean you would be Italian X? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess they do say Italiano. And like, so maybe, I don't know, I guess so.
Yeah, it's not a real. It's a made up fucking word.
It's very silly.
Get your language, yeah.
Broba Fett says, want to start an argument? Tell Jeremy that Channing was good as Duke. No, that's how you get banned. And I don't even care if you're a member, Broba Fett. I'm kidding.
Ty Martin for $1. Thank you, Ty. Justin Proper for $5. Who's watching Cobra Kai season 3? You're all welcome to join my discussion tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Right on.
X-Ray Girl and I are on episode
Justin.
5.
I'm watching Cobra Kai season 1. Unlike Grace Randolph. Pixie for $2. Have a great stream, G&G, the greatest show on earth.
Hell yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Pixie. Bugsy Cans for Canadian $5. Maybe G&G should do their version of the Game Awards. Heck, Krista can even do a song in the show. I'm all about our Game Awards. If Krista sings, I'm out. To be honest. Mikey Gussler for $5. AC Valhalla is a much better game than Cyberpunk 2077. I was blown away by the open world characters, building the settlement, and the decapitation.
You can decapitate
Mikey.
people in Cyberpunk.
I decapitated people the other day with my fucking blades.
Mantis blades?
Yeah, with the mantis blades.
I mean, to be fair, Animal Crossing's a better game than Cyberpunk. It hasn't crashed once on me.
Jeremy, you don't do anything in that game but fish. You're a fake gamer girl.
I enjoy Animal Crossing.
Jeremy, if that wasn't a Nintendo game, you would never, ever put even 10 minutes into Animal Crossing.
I mean,
you know
but again, if Cyberpunk wasn't a CD Projekt Red game, it wouldn't have gotten 8 million fucking pre-orders. But it is a CD Projekt Red game because CD Projekt Red earned that, right? If there's just some indie
what does
developer
that have to do with whether or not I would play it?
Because if it was an indie developer that created a broken fucking game, it wouldn't be getting the same hype. But because CD Projekt Red gave us a broken game, it got 8 million pre-orders, meaning when you have a pattern of success and a built-in fan base, you're obviously going to have an elevated product. So to dismiss Nintendo's 40 years of building their fan base is kind of disingenuous.
Yeah, okay, Jeremy, that was a great way to explain why Animal Crossing's a good game.
No, that's not what you said, though. You said it would.
I said you don't actually like the game. You only put any time into it at all because it's a Nintendo game.
But again, how long's Animal Crossing been around? I've never cared about Animal Crossing. I responded to Animal Crossing because it was breaking sales records, and it set ridiculous numbers. Animal Crossing's been a big thing for Nintendo for a long time. I've just never cared to look into it. But when New Horizons came out and it was shattering sales records, that's why I responded. So if it's just because it's a Nintendo game, why have I never bought an Animal Crossing game up to this point?
You made the argument that it's a better game than Cyberpunk 2077, and you're. Okay.
I was making a joke. Oh my
Okay.
God, you don't understand comedy.
It was hilarious.
Now, if it's just about Nintendo, Mark, why have I never played a Pokemon game?
I don't know. Wait till the next one comes out and breaks sales records, and I guess we'll find out.
Why have you never played a Pokemon game?
The most recent Pokemon on Switch, I think Ryan knows what the title of it is. I mean, it
Sword
sold
and-
like
Sword and Shield.
it sold like 20 million copies. Like everybody loves that game. Why have I not played it?
You tell me.
Because I don't care about it.
You played
Why do you
Pokemon
care?
Go?
Well, Pokemon Go to the Poll is not really the it was a gimmick, like with the smartphone. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of a thing where I downloaded it, played it for a week, and then moved on. And
So-
it gave me
Then
Team
where's the
Valor.
consistency though? If that all that matters is if sales splash will make you take interest in a game.
that's
if it's
not
from-
what I said.
Well, okay, then I don't understand what you're saying then.
I'm just saying that there was a thing that happened, and I was like, okay, this game's selling crazy. There was not a lot out at the time, so I was like, let me check it out and see what all the hype is about. Every fucking body's done that. Literally,
All Guys Are
Ryan
Among Us.
just fucking did that with Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai's been out for 3 seasons now. Ryan's like, every fucking body's talking about it. Let me check it out.
Mhm.
That's
I
why
just don't have
responded
time to
to
watch a
Horizon.
lot of shit. I'm slaving away for Jeremy. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time to make to watch things for enjoyment.
Yeah.
I can only watch things I hate at the moment.
And I have never ever said anything other. I have never said anything about Animal Crossing other than I like to fish in the fucking game. I've never
This is
even.
all
Claimed,
you actually like to do in the game.
I've never said it was a great game.
You did. That's what I was responding to.
Was Mark doesn't understand humor at all? Oh my god.
I was making a joke saying that you're a fake
Ryan,
gamer girl.
Ryan,
Did you
Animal
think I was
Crossing-
actually calling you a female?
Ryan, Animal Crossing's
Yes.
better than BVS Ultimate Cut. Okay, there, get mad now,
There we
Ryan.
go. Pass the torch.
Is there a Martha scene?
I sent a thing. There was a Nintendo parody account, and it said all the. It said all the characters in Animal Crossing can get the coronavirus and die, and I was like, I sent it to Ryan. I was like, Ryan will play it now.
I would.
He's like-
I said the whole time, like, it's a game that all these like little fucking people that want to be happy are playing. So if there was a way to make them like crush them and make them less happy, I would do it. I would play. It would be fun to take away their happiness. So Nintendo, you want to get me on board? Let me fuck up kids' islands. Let me fucking steal all their shit. Let me kill all their animals. Like, let me
I
do
don't-
that. I'll play.
I don't know how much more obvious I can be to Mark. Like, I literally just said we haven't argued. We need to argue, and then I throw out the most ridiculous claim that Animal Crossing's a better game than Cyberpunk because it hasn't crashed, and Mark completely bit. He's like,
No, you
So-
got upset that I actually just called you out on not actually being a person who even plays Animal Crossing.
no, I've admitted that.
All right.
Have I not?
Then just so we're clear, I'm right.
About what?
About you not being a person who actually
hasn't-
enjoys
but it
Animal
hasn't-
Crossing New Horizons.
But it hasn't
That was my only
crashed.
point.
But it hasn't crashed. Pokemon Go crashed. Animal Crossing hasn't crashed. Better game than Cyberpunk.
Oh my god.
There you go. Thank you, Keely, for letting us know. Yeah, let me catch up on some of this shit. I think my super chat's glitched out for a second. Cyberpunk 2077 style. All right. Thank you, Mikey. DMAX Ski for $2. My game is Mayo 2 Game of the Year.
My
What is
name
that?
is Mayo. It's a game where you can get the platinum trophy in like 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
It's a game that like PlayStation players literally buy just so they can get a platinum trophy. It's like a $3 game.
That's
and-
hilarious.
I've never understood that. Like, oh, I have 70 platinums. It'd be like, well, if a bunch of them are from basically like copy and pasted mobile games that you can win just by hitting one button over and over again, I don't see the value in it. Like, you want to get the platinum trophy in a game where it's difficult to get the platinum trophy, and then try to show that off for cred to your other gamer bros.
That's
Not
true.
like-
Yeah,
I'm-
Anthony Arribas.
I'm so hyped to watch Grace Randolph's review. I just saw My Nerdy Home responded to her and Ryan retweeted it. I'm so hyped for this shit. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Arribas for a $1.99. Came late to the stream, but what's up, fellas? What's up, buddy? Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Alexander. All right, we read those from Alexander Cruz, and I did see him get a timestamp, so I'll read that in a second as well. William Hollinger for $2. I am watching Avengers Endgame. Nice, William.
Bullshit.
I don't hate in-game like a lot of people. I enjoyed it. It's definitely not Infinity War, but it was okay. It was fine. had some issues with it, but
It shouldn't be like there shouldn't be a bunch of praise for it. Like, you know, like it's a solid way to wrap everything up, and it had some emotional moments in there. But yeah, you're right. After the way they left off in Infinity War and how well that was done, Endgame is a step down. I think a lot of people felt cheated because it's like this Thanos doesn't really understand what he did and what it took for everybody to overcome that.
It's not the same Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. He got the Cliff Notes version of what happened. That's basically how they explained it. There's like, oh, he does know what happened though. He watched everything happen through Nebula. He got the Cliff Notes version from Nebula. Yeah, we understand that. But yeah.
Actually, I always thought it would have been more interesting if 5 years later, or whatever the time jump they would make it, Thanos realized that his math actually didn't work and that like the population was just steadily increasing, resources were going away at an almost like negligible mathematical rate, which is what people mostly point out as being the flaw in Thanos' plan. So if you ever say like Thanos was right all along, that is wrong. It doesn't really work that if you just cut the population in half, that will save resources indefinitely. You would have to keep doing that. And if he did that and then realized that what he actually needs to do is just kill everybody and made it, or like something else that his plan changed so that the same Thanos was still a threat instead of killing him off in the first 5 minutes and then having time travel Thanos be the villain in the last movie.
There you go. Alexander Cruz for $5, the 2 hour, 13 minutes and 20-second mark of his show. Do you want to watch it, Jeremy?
yeah, let's do it.
Hold up.
Are we going to get claimed for that too?
No.
Let's do
12,
it.
13. I'm at 12, 13, 14. He's looking right at the camera.
I was about to say, you, Jeremy. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Likes, and I love a lot of reactors out there. It's just that that's not my thing. I don't do reactions. I certainly don't do them well. And so like do reactions or have to make a whole bunch of hate videos where you put the big googly eyes. Have you guys seen, like, everybody does this stupid freaking fourth grade bullshit now where like everybody puts on these things or it's like they put on their thumbnail, you know, somebody they don't like in the movie industry and they either put the big googly eyes on them or they red devil eyes on them. Ooh, isn't that Everybody does it now. I'm not pointing at any one person because everybody seems to do that now.
Oh yeah, there it goes. I got it.
They're making like kind of reaction stuff, or making a lot of hate stuff, or making a lot. What I didn't want to do that. I want to do my own.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But he clearly, he's clearly talking about Nerdrotic and me to a lesser extent with the red eyes. But the red eyes are my absolute. I will definitely do more now. Fallout Zone G. I will definitely do more now. I'm actually going to do the googly eyes and the red eyes. I'm going to put Amber Heard on one side with googly eyes and Brie Larson on the other side with red eyes, and then Crying Theory in the middle. Just to get it all out there.
The googly eyes really are like Gary's thing. Like,
it is.
Like that worked for him, and he just like is gone with it ever since. It's so funny.
I personally, like, I don't take that too personal at all. Like, I mean, Campia was being there was a little bit of shade in there for sure. But he was playing it off too. It's fine. Like, again, I don't hate John Campia. He annoys me, but he also is a huge reason as to why I built this channel. And he had a lot to do with inspiring me. Like, I was a big fan of John Campia back into AMC Movie Talk days, into the Collider Movie Talk and everything like that. Nothing's going to change that respect. He clearly doesn't like me at this point, and that's totally fine. But it doesn't change the fact that I respected him back in the day.
There you go. Her and the Steadfast Canadian, $10. If SJWs didn't have double standards, they would have no standards at all.
It's true.
RJ, thank you, Her and the Steadfast. Appreciate the super chat. RJ Mac Ready for $2. Campia's a cunt. Ryan, go pack go. Thank you, RJ. He actually said a C word, but I didn't want to censor him. I wanted to get what he really thought out there. But then he says go pack go. So now I wish I would have just said he said something completely different. Fuck the Packers. Vinny C for $5. I'd rather play Cyberpunk on a base PS4 than watch any of the new DC TV series or movies. That's right. The CW's just gone completely shit. And unfortunately, it seemed like that was the inspiration for Wonder Woman 84 was a CW series.
Yeah, here's hoping Batman turns out better. And I mean, Snyder Cut might at least, I have a feeling it will at least be better than the Whedon Cut.
Yeah,
That
agree.
not a high bar, but like
I-
I think
I-
even if you're not expecting a lot from the Snyder cut, like the Justice League movie we have now is
comment.
horrible.
No comment.
Jeremy doesn't want to start an argument. Chris Sarcella for $5. Ryan, look forward to my drawing of you as Pinocchio while having Doritos. I'll look forward to it, Chris. Thank you. Jay Pratt, speaking of argument, here's some argument fuel. Dave Filoni has caused more damage to Star Wars canon than the prequels and sequels combined.
Not the
Where is
sequels.
lie? But where is the lie?
Well,
Yeah,
but wouldn't that mean
sequels
George,
are worse.
wouldn't that mean George Lucas has done the damage too because he was heavily involved in the Clone Wars?
Guys, the sequels made Luke Skywalker attempt to murder his sleeping nephew. Like,
Well, yeah.
you don't mess things up harder than that.
Lethal, should we show the reason?
I
don't know if we should show it on
I don't know if I should show it. But
What?
there is a reason
Something we-
why Luke did that, and it does fix everything.
I don't
right.
believe that. I don't believe there is a reason.
Explain
There
it.
is a reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can't take responsibility for this one. This one goes out to Lost Jedi 22 because he is a genius. All right. Kylo Ren was molesting Grogu, okay, at the Jedi Temple. Luke Skywalker had a vision of him doing that, so he went to go kill him in his sleep.
I don't believe Luke Skywalker would go right to the death penalty, even for
We have
child
photos.
molestation.
I'll send you the photo. I'll send
I
you
mean,
the photo.
again, Darth Vader destroyed galaxies or planets or whatever. Like,
it's-
I mean, he
that's what I mean.
murdered-
Like, there's no
murdered
way you can
entire
make it make sense.
populations.
That's because he was
Yeah.
a simp.
Have a look at what I just sent you, Mark, and you tell me
I-
how you feel.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna like what I see here.
I'll
Yeah,
send
send it
you
to Jeremy too. Make sure Jeremy sees it. I have seen it.
Oh my god!
Put it in the Game of Geeks chat.
I don't.
Why
yeah.
is it blue or green? Like, what? It
Put
doesn't
it in
make
the
any
Game of
sense.
Put in the Game of Geeks chat, Lethal.
Okay.
There were leaked images
That's horrible.
of what happened to poor Grogu. I will say that by that point in time, he's probably like 75. So I don't really have a problem.
Yeah, I
with
guess
it.
that's not technically child molestation at that point.
Yeah, that's where the real argument, happened. What do you think, Jeremy? Can we show it?
No, we can't. No, we cannot.
No.
I'm sorry, I saw it.
I'll show it on my stream.
I was showing it on mine just before. It was
Yeah.
pretty fun.
I mean, hey, like Luke was righteous. It was righteous fury, evidently. What happened to poor
I
little
still don't
Grogu.
think Luke would do that. Like, even if, like, assuming let's say for sake of argument that this is canon, I still don't think Luke Skywalker would try to murder him in cold blood because of it. Not so
look
much
at-
as putting him on trial, locking him up, talking to him even once. No, right to death. Spark the lightsaber above him.
Grogu, I heard you like eating eggs. What else can you eat?
Look at
These
look
are
at it
basically my
dribbling
eggs.
from Grogu's mouth. Look at it dribble from his mouth.
Oh my god. Oh god. Can I hide an image? No, delete
Yeah.
for you. Thank you, Twitter.
The only way Luke Skywalker would try to kill Ben like that is if he found out he voted for Trump. That's the only way. That's the only way he would do that.
That's true. That was really what it was. That would have been. There has to be memes about that. There has to be memes about that. I would say that there's a lot of things Filoni's involved in that fucks up canon, but I will say that his fuck ups are beloved by a lot of people. The things he does, regardless if they change the continuity, a lot of people enjoy the story, even if I have a lot of issues with it. Lethal has a lot of issues with it. As compared to the sequels, where we're incredibly fucking divisive across everybody, including people that just watch the movies. And yeah, so but yeah, there's a lot of things even within his own continuity between like just things that happen in Rebels and things that we see happen in Mandalorian that don't make any fucking sense. But it is what it is.
Yeah, the Darksaber thing was a bit of a
That-
misstep. Although
yeah,
I've
yes.
already been hearing people try to explain that. Be like,
Yeah, you
"See,
can't, though."
You can only be given it once. It's because she lost it in combat. She needs to win it back in combat. I'm like, where
That
is
was
that
not
in the
good.
show? Where did they say that, though, is my point. I'm just like, if that's the reason, why don't they touch on that? Because Dave Filoni, he must have known that on his show, Sabine gave her the sword.
He could have not known it. I personally, I don't think that's a mistake. I think that is just them saying, well, we want to tell this story. This isn't that big of a deal. Like that's what I think they did.
It's such a blatant issue though, it's like it's almost so bad that you think that they have to have a reason for why it happened, because it is glaring. Like, this isn't a small thing. This is a massive, like, it's not a massive storyline detail that but it is a glaring issue, and it can't be it they might be able to fix it to explain it after fact because of all the complaining about it, but it's so bad you have to wonder, like, what the fuck are they thinking in that
even
situation?
like that theory I think is the one that kind of makes the most sense if they were going to explain it. But my issue with it is, like, why not have her explain that to Mando, like, then and
Right
there?
there,
Be like,
just
I
line.
lost it in combat to Moff Gideon. I will
can't
never be able to,
given
like,
that.
it's inappropriate for me to, like, try to lead the Mandalore people with them knowing that I did not win it back in combat because I lost it in combat.
Right.
But like, even then, it'd be like, well, it's just so obvious to be like, why don't we have a boxing match then? I'll have it on my hip. We can fight. We'll make it look good. I'll go down. We'll give you the sword. Like, he didn't kill Moff Gideon to get it.
No, he defeated him in combat. But that to me, but I think that is where their priorities. I think they're more interested in telling, oh wow, what if we had this compelling story where we, all Bo-Katan wants is to be leader of Mandalore again. So let's set that up with Mando, who doesn't know really anything about her traditional Mandalorian culture. Like, let's set that up so now he is the one with the power, and let's have that dichotomy headed into season 3. Like, that's why so they're like, let's just use this. And listen, there's people that watch Rebels. Okay, there's fans, but they'll get over it. The vast majority of people just think this is a cool thing. That's honestly what I feel like they thought. That to me is a problem, but the vast majority of people that are excited about it don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. But like, it's just weird that if they're like, oh, if you like Mandalorian, like, you should probably go back and watch Rebels because it explains a lot of this stuff. And then those people are going to go back and be like, wait, why?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's a massive issue.
Yep, exactly.
But I'm looking forward to Mandalorian season 3, where Mando keeps on walking around saying, she's my queen and I don't want it.
I'm interested to see when that's actually going to start filming, because it is not coming out in 2021. All you cocksuckers who try to tell me Boba Fett and that will run at the same time, you're an idiot. It's not
Didn't
happening.
they specifically say that Boba Fett's 2021 and Mando season 3 is 2022?
They didn't say Mando season 3 is 2022, but they didn't announce it on their slate for 2021. So in effect, they did, but a lot of people don't want to hear that. They just want to say, "Oh, BTFO'd."
I mean, like, what do you really want to see in the Mandalorian at this point, though? Like, I mean, the only story arc they had going is kind of wrapped up at this point, unless it's like, oh, what if Mando becomes the leader of Mandalore? It's like,
I think that's really all they can do. But like, what does Mandalorian?
It's only set up at all by him having the Darksaber, though. Like, that's the only setup for that even exists. He's never expressed any interest in wanting to be the leader of Mandalore. He apparently doesn't know all that much about their culture. If he didn't even realize that he was in, like, a radical sect that keeps their helmets on, he thought that's just what all Mandalorians did.
Church of the Latter-day Mandos.
Yeah.
He's basically like extremist group. What are those what was that group in Da Vinci Code that like whipped themselves, that sect of Catholicism that fucking whipped themselves in the back?
Like that's Paul Bettany's character.
Yes, exactly. That's basically what Mando's a part of, evidently. Diego Flores for Peruvian $5. Jeremy, what is this? You haven't played Pokemon, but you played Go? This revelation saddens me.
That's my story too. I never got into Pokemon. I did play Pokemon Go though because I was curious about it, and it did not cost me money.
Yeah, I played Pokemon Go for a couple weeks, and I mean, it was just this thing that was just unbelievable. And it didn't make me want to go back and play Pokemon though. It's just not something I'm interested in. If it's obviously something like I look at Pokemon almost like Minecraft. I'm not really interested in it. I can't believe that I don't understand Minecraft and the level of like excitement that people have for it. And I'm clearly just not understanding something. There's like 100. It's like 100 and
The
some
ans-
thousand people watching it on Twitch every time I turn it on.
The answer is Lego. It's like video game Lego. You can build whatever you want with it. So some people do really crazy stuff with it, and it's kind of neat to see how they do it. Like I think it's kind of the most basic level. Like, why is Minecraft popular? It's like, well, Lego's super popular too. You can be like, I have Star Wars toys that look way better than these Lego Star Wars. It's like, well, it's not that. Like, people like building it.
Like collecting shit. Like Minecraft's hard to like. Before I played it, I watched my friend play it. I was like, why the fuck what's the point? You're just collecting a bunch of this shit to build more shit. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, the main game's like a survival game.
Well,
but the creative mode is you just kind of.
Yeah, he played it. Yeah, Ryan played it.
I don't play creative. I don't play creative mode. That's fucking stupid. If you can't fall off your thing and die, go fuck yourself. You're not really playing I don't like creative mode. I think that if you're gonna play, you should play survival mode and actually not have access to everything. You should actually be going and collecting your shit to make whatever it is. That's kind of what I think. But it's hard to explain why it's enjoyable once you actually get into it.
Well, you just got to think of a Lego set with no instructions. How appealing is that to a 6-year-old? Probably pretty appealing because they can just build whatever the hell they want. And Minecraft is kind of like the video game equivalent of that. Like, it's just like, oh, if you want to build a castle, figure out how to build a castle. And some kids will be better at it than others. And there's YouTube videos that'll teach you how to do specific things if you want to. Like, it's never been my thing, but I get why it's popular.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Pokemon's popular right here. This is exactly why it's popular.
I think Ryan hit the nail on the head with the collecting.
This is the greatest.
People like collecting shit.
Greatest moment in Pokemon history.
Oh no!
What we want is for more young people to be supported and mentored in getting those skills at community colleges, at apprenticeships run by labor unions and businesses.
All the young people, labor unions.
Yeah, you have to work for a labor union. We're going to have a lot
of jobs from building infrastructure to coding, creating new apps. I don't know who created Pokemon Go.
What the
but
fuck?
I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
What the fuck?
Maybe my tism speaking, but like the idea of someone being like, I don't know who created this Pokemon game. Fuck off.
Why? You're mad that like she didn't memorize?
You're basically saying like I can't even Google the simplest thing in the world to Google at that point in history.
Well, it's just more cringe than anything else.
I know. I have an actual cancer.
The app.
What a weird thing to say. Like,
the chat is like, oh god, like, so many people, man.
How did she lose? William Hollinger for $2 says Cobra Kai season 3 is only on Netflix, not YouTube. Yeah, they sold it to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, probably a better place for it, to be honest. Although they got me into YouTube Premium with that show, like specifically, that's why I got YouTube Premium. And the only reason I've kept it is because now I like being able to download YouTube videos to my phone so that I can watch them on the road without like having to use data.
I like being able to just close the app and have it still play.
Yeah, that's another thing too. And both of those are like pretty basic features that should just be there.
I didn't know that. Like, so Krista on an iPhone, and apparently they don't have a mini player on an iPhone, so like you can't watch.
Yeah,
they do. It's just not for YouTube.
Like, exactly.
Like if you're watching like a video on your browser and you close the browser, like open another app, it will just be a little window in the corner. But it's like YouTube specifically blocks that because they know they can charge you for it.
Oh God, I need to find.
iPhones are so shit.
They really are. iPhones are terrible, man. I don't know how anybody uses iPhone. I really don't.
iMessage is pretty good, and if you have movies and stuff on iTunes, it's nice to be able to access them. But I kind of wish that I didn't have an iPhone.
Look at this. This is fucking hilarious. I gotta show you this. I saw this yesterday. Look at this. Somebody goes, hey, Team YouTube, maybe don't put ads before first aid videos. I don't have time to watch a Red Lobster ad when my grandma is choking on a fishbone. Sorry to hear about the trouble. YouTube Premium offers an ad-free experience when you watch videos. Look more here.
Oh my God. Yo, YouTube social media person, that you should have just ignored that comment. You just ghost that guy. Like, well, it's like that's sort of like the thing where they're running ads now on demonetized channels. So it's not like, no, it's not demonetized. We're still running ads on it, and those advertisers are still technically associated with your content at the same degree they would have been otherwise. You just don't get any of your money. That's what we've done.
Sorry to hear about the trouble.
Sorry to hear about the trouble is the way that comment began.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry your grandmother was dying and you were trying to learn the Heimlich maneuver from one of our videos, but we wanted to tell you about Manscaped.
Isn't it kind of weird that this man's grandmother is choking and his response is to look up a video on YouTube?
Honestly, no, seriously, not a terrible idea. Like, if you don't know how to properly do something and it's an emergency, looking up a video on how to do it is probably a better idea than attempting to do it from memory when you don't understand what you're doing.
$14.99 a month really too much to save your grandmother's life?
That's what they should have said right there. That's what they should have said.
What you're saying is you can't afford to not have YouTube Premium. It's basically life insurance for everyone around you.
You imagine this dude at Red Lobster, his grandma starts choking, this dude's grandma's choking on a fish. He goes to check it, and he just gets this Red Lobster ad. He's like, ah! He's just screaming. I would love to see that reenacted.
It's too bad this is tweeted by David Shitrat, who is an enormous piece of shit, but a good tweet, though. Evidently, Krista has something she wants us to share, a tweet from her. All right, let me check it out. Here we go. So Ryan sounded like Pinocchio from Shrek, so I made this edit. I shared audio, I think.
Well, I'm a YouTuber and I work really hard.
Dude, you sound just like
Really hard. Well, I'm a YouTuber and I work really hard.
That's actually like uncanny.
wow. Wow. Holy shit. I'm retweeting that shit.
God. Yay. Thanks, Krista. All right, where are we at? Where did it go? Oh, Thomas Stein for $5. As I'm listening to this, I'm playing Animal Crossing. Lol.
I believe that you actually play it.
Hell yeah. Support
guy.
Nintendo.
Thomas Scott for £2. Robbie is the worst in Cobra Kai. Cannot stand him.
Sam's worse. I fucking can't stand Sam.
Is it a woman?
like Rob. Yeah.
Samantha.
Well, figures.
Yeah. I won't.
Daniel's daughter.
Don't tell me. I don't know. Oh, that one? I just saw her in a car.
Yeah. She's terrible.
Yeah. Z Commander 9088 for $5. Animal Crossing is gayer than the Abby scene in Last of Us 2.
Technically not gay.
That's why it's funny.
Heroic Avengers $5 for Jeremy. If Apex Legends added a Titan or non-battle royale mode scene, Titanfall 3 probably won't happen. Would that be enough for you to give the game a chance?
I mean, I actually kind of just want to play the game just because it is in the Titanfall universe. I did play it, and but I played it with expectations of just thinking it was literally going to be like a Titanfall pilot, just without Titans, and it just didn't have the same gameplay mechanics and everything. But it's clearly, I mean, look, this template is working. This battle royale template is a very successful model. I'm not overly fond of the model itself at this point. I really haven't gotten into Warzone. I don't care about Fortnite, but if any of them can pull me in, it will probably be Apex Legends. But I just want it to feel more like Titanfall, and it just doesn't to me.
John Matrix for $10. What's up, John? Make sure to check out our Sports Wars stream tomorrow, 9 a.m. I see Ruthie plugging it in the chat as well. John will be joining us tomorrow. John Kreese. I don't know if you mean John Kreese. Who's John Kreese? Should run Lucas.
He's in Cobra Kai later.
Yeah.
And he's in Karate Kid 1 and 3.
Yeah. So yeah, Kreese
Okay.
definitely should run Lucasfilm. Fuck yeah.
He says John Kreese should run Lucasfilm because he is what we need to rid us of the snowflake generation. Cobra Kai better than The Mandalorian. Change my mind.
Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah, no, Cobra
Not
Kai is
even
absolutely. It's
fucking
absolutely
close.
better than the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, Cobra Kai's. There's not much that you're gonna prove to me is better than Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is just fucking fantastic.
Right now, I still can't think of a single like live action show that is currently airing that I think is better than Cobra Kai, or that I like more at least.
Yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
if it is, I just probably don't watch it. And if in that case, tell me what it is.
Yeah, Cobra Kai is next level, man.
Yeah. RJ McCready for I want to say McCready, but it says MacReady for $2. Ryan Johnson threw shade at Theory with the tweet. Cunt. He did say something about tears streaming down my face. Who knows how close he's paying attention to that stuff, but it's definitely possible knowing that bitch.
I mean,
The
considering
Expanse is really solid.
considering Ryan Johnson threw shade at freaking Mike Zero, it's very, very believable that he took shots at someone like Star Wars Theory.
Well, yeah, Theory's right. Anakin's coming back. And all those fucking thumbnails with old Mace Windu, looks like that might be Hat's newest rumor for Mandalorian, Mace Windu. So, who knows? Maybe Mike Zero's right on that as well.
I agree with the people who mentioned it. The Expanse is good, and my cousin Vanessa plays Michio on The Expanse.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's in how many episodes? 1, 2, 3, 7 episodes.
That's cool. Zeke, does she die in it?
I don't know. I haven't caught up to there. I just know that she's in it.
That's the first thing I would ask her is, did you die this season?
I don't want to know. I like the show, and I'm like 2 seasons back.
You don't want to be ready, like mentally prepared if like your cousin gets her head blown off in front of you.
That might actually be impactful because I know the person. So I'd be like, oh man, she got her head blown off. Shit. I would like that to surprise me.
That's weird. Z Commander 9088 for $5. Hardcore mode is best in my. Well, I usually just play normal survival in Minecraft. Hardcore is fucking frustratingly annoying. Pinhead for $20. I see why Bill fondled Monica. Also, season 3 of Cobra Kai was awesome. Thank you, Pinhead. Pinhead had a big super chat last night.
Yes.
On Friday Night Tights. We appreciate you being here too, buddy. And
Yeah, man.
glad you're still here. And 2021's got good things for everybody ahead. So, 100T Pulse for $5. Jeremy versus Ryan on Dave Filoni now. I need to hear it. Haven't we done that enough? Isn't that such a 2020 thing? We're just here to get along. Star Wars fandom coming together, united around the Mandalorian.
Yep.
That's how I feel.
Well, it's united around Dave Filoni and Favreau. I mean, it is. You can go look at the IMDb ratings for the Clone Wars season 7, 99% for the last 4 episodes, or the last 3 episodes. One of them is a 98%.
Amazing.
Doesn't it also have a pretty high rating for Last Jedi?
7. I mean, again, 9.9.
It's also 9.9 for Mandalorian, and that episode was absolute dog shit until the end.
That's what I'm saying. That's one episode.
No.
But the only 9.9s I have seen from TV shows are top tier Breaking Bad shows, Battle of the Bastards, Hard Home, Mandalorian season 2 finale, Clone Wars, the last 3 episodes, which I've never seen 3 episodes in a row that had 9.9s. Now, I'm not saying that they aren't out there, but I've just looked at the historically great episodes of things, and those are insane numbers. Now, again, doesn't mean anything in terms of the overall picture, but it's a gauge. It's just a gauge to find out how something was received. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's true. And like in the same way that a lot of people looked over a lot of the problems with that episode and just felt good about seeing Luke Skywalker, I think there's a lot of people, specifically the people that watch Clone Wars. I think there were a lot of people. It did pick up probably some people who'd never heard of it before or whatever. I think for the most part, it probably drew in a lot of people who were very invested in the story and in Ahsoka, and they got to see that play out in front of them. So,
I mean, for me, it's not even a question. The final 4 episodes of Clone Wars Season 7 are monumentally better than anything The Mandalorian has given us from just a beginning to ending episode. Those just, now again, it is cartoon versus live action, but it's not even close. I mean, those are just good episodes from beginning to end with good pacing and good action and good chemistry where it's just like the Mandalorian at times I'm just like looking at my phone, at times I'm like, all right, what's going on here? It moves slow. Things just move slow on the Mandalorian sometimes. It drives me crazy.
I think that what they did with Clone Wars, the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars season 7, I think that it's really well executed. It's the best episodes they've ever made from a production standpoint, from a music standpoint, from everything. My biggest problem with it is it's like, these motherfuckers are worried about a dark cloud. They're worried about the Sith. They're worried about all this shit happening. Yet you have one place. You have literally a former Jedi Padawan leading a group of your clone soldiers, as well as a group of Mandalorians against a fucking a guy that is there, a Sith Lord that is there in charge of an entire planet full of warriors. And that's not a talking point.
So Mandalorian's got a 9.9. Mandalorian's got a 9.9, and Godfather's got a 9.2.
Yeah.
So fuck IMDb.
But Jeremy's right. Jeremy's right though in the sense that
it's just a gauge to find out
an idea of the way people are reacting to this thing.
Yeah.
And again, the Luke is the reason that happened. Most of that episode is average, and there's some dumb stuff that happens in it. But that ending is why people went there and did it. And so that ending, regardless of the execution, people felt the emotions of it.
Yeah,
and
it is.
it wasn't enough for me to be like, "Oh, woohoo!" But the vast majority of people, it is
just a gauge because the Clone Wars as a series, I believe, is like an 8.3. Okay, so it's not like just people just giving Clone Wars 9.9 just because it's Clone Wars. Like the series as a whole has like an 8.3, which is, I think, a fair number. But when you get into those final 4 episodes, those numbers are insane. And to get that many people on the same page behind one opinion that's next level shit. And that's where you get Breaking Bad, when Game of Thrones was good, Mandalorian, and again, final episode of Mandalorian. I'm sure there's some other stuff within television. Even Cobra Kai season 1, I think, is like a 9.2, which I think is it's just so much better than anything we're talking about with The Mandalorian. But yeah, it's just a gauge, though.
And Return of the King's at an 8.9.
Well, see, that's about right, though, because when you have I would guarantee you, and I haven't looked at it, I would guarantee you things like The Godfather, Return of the King, Dark Knight. These are 3 movies that have been put in this upper echelon of all-time great. I would guarantee you all of those have reviews within the hundreds of thousands, maybe 5 or 6 or 700,000. Whereas things like The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars have things in the tens of thousands. So when you start getting into numbers of hundreds of thousands, you're obviously going to start dealing with an insane amount of trolls on both sides. So
and also even people giving numbers that are like probably a bit more honest and accurate, because you won't just have the fans that are going on and giving it a 10 out of 10 just because they loved it, or the people who hate it giving it a 1 because they don't like the series. More people that are actually giving it like 7s, 8s. 6s.
Yeah, what is the how many reviews does The Dark Knight have on IMDb? How many user reviews?
I'll check.
I guarantee you it's in the hundreds of thousands, like high hundreds of thousands. Whereas The Mandalorian, last time I checked, wasn't even over 100,000.
Larry with the $2 super sticker with the thumbs up. Thank you, Larry. Gal316 for £5. This first aid video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah. Basically.
How many did you say, Jeremy, for Dark Knight?
You said a couple 100,000.
No, I said high, over 500,000. I would at least.
It's got over 2 million.
Holy fuck! Is that the most of any movie?
2,288,649 reviews.
That's a lot.
Oh, how many does the Return of the King have?
Return of the King has 1,633,160.
So Dark Knight has more. How about Empire Strikes Back?
That's a good one.
If Empire's it definitely got to have more than Dark Knight.
I don't know, because it it's not like it came out, when IMDb, you could just rush to IMDb and, I guess neither did Return of the King.
Yeah.
Empire's got 1,152,467.
Does anything have more than The Dark Knight? Holy fuck.
Death Stranding is at 8.9 with 5,200 reviews.
In-game has 700 or 800,000. Dark Knight might have the most reviews on IMDb then.
Jacob Shadow for $10. Remember Ghost and Goblins in Mario Kart a while back? That was fun to play. I can't wait to play the resurrected version.
Wait,
Original game wasn't hard. Did any of you beat that game back in the day?
I beat Super
Ghost
Ghouls
and Goblins in Mario Kart.
Ghosts and Goblins, no. I beat Super Ghouls and Ghost once, but then found out that to get the actual ending, I think you had to go through it twice. And that game is infuriatingly difficult. If you're saying that's not a hard game, I'm just going to flat out call bullshit. That is a very, very difficult game.
Is he saying Ghost and Goblins in Mario Kart?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about there.
I don't fucking know.
I have
Jacob
no
Shadow.
idea what he's talking about.
Shawshank. I think Shawshank's got the most. Shawshank Redemption.
Remember Ghost and Goblins in Mario Kart a while back?
Was it like an event they did or something? Did they do events?
He said the conversation. I don't know what they're saying.
He said the conversation again. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, conversation between us? Like I don't know.
You guys
Between Nintendo and Capcom?
that it came up in conversation when we played
Mario
Kart?
Oh, that's what he's okay. That's probably what they're talking about then. Yeah. So I mean, Ghost and Goblins is how many of them are there? There's Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins. What is there, Mark? How many?
Well, the one I played was the Super Nintendo one, Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah,
and I didn't play any of the others, but that was probably one of the most difficult video games I've ever played in my life, or at least the way I'm remembering.
It is excruciatingly difficult. And again, if anybody plays modern games today, and you think that they're hard, oh god.
Well, it's also because of things like the save system. Like if you die, you go back to the very beginning of the game, and it's not like a roguelike where you get more abilities and things as you go. It's just you flat out just start over. And I think you could probably get through Ghouls and Ghosts or Super Ghouls and Ghosts, because again, that's the only one I have experience with, much more easily now if you're playing with an emulator and using save states. But man, the OG version was tough.
Yes, it was.
This is me as Pinocchio. There's Doritos.
Why is there a bear?
I'm wearing a bear shirt, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
That's me.
Yeah, honestly, listen, I think we should definitely do something where we play Ghouls and Ghosts or something like that on a stream. It's like that or Super fucking Star Wars. Like, god damn, those games are hard.
Yeah, Super Star Wars is actually pretty similar to Ghouls and Ghosts, though, when I think about it.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if you want to talk more of a modern game that's really difficult, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is fucking hard as hell. Like, that shit is so difficult. Have you played it, Mark?
No.
Tropical Freeze.
Last Donkey Kong Country game I played was probably 2 on Super Nintendo.
Tropical Freeze is difficult.
Last Donkey Kong game I played was 64.
Yeah, Tropical Freeze is it's in that it's in that kind of Tropical Freeze. Probably not quite as bad as like a Battletoads or something like that, but that's a hard game.
Yeah. Terrangast became a channel member. Thank you very much, Terrangast. We appreciate it. We talked last week about getting everything backed up to Podbean so we can go out to Spotify and all that. I've only got a couple more episodes to catch up on, so it's almost all up there. So just so you guys know, if you ever want to watch these, yes, your name's on them. So if you ever want to watch, if you ever just want to listen to it on Spotify or iTunes or Google Play Store, or whatever it is, they're almost all caught up. In the next couple days, they'll all be there. So Brian Babin for $2. Amazon's The Boys greater than Cobra Kai. I think the first season was really good. The second season was a big drop off for me.
Same
for The Boys. So I haven't even watched Cobra Kai though. So
I still like it. Like I'll watch The Boys season 3, but I don't think it was as good as season 1. I think season 1 was better
for sure.
And Cobra Kai has stayed pretty consistent.
Yep.
If not gotten better, actually. Granted, I haven't finished 3 yet.
Albert Nada Retro for Canadian $5. Off topic, but so what? Told you all in 2017 Gal Gadot was garbage, and look what happened. Still the smartest man in the room. Thank you very much.
How dare you?
I don't Yeah, she wasn't
Which
the
one?
problem in Wonder Woman though.
Gal Gadot is not the problem. The problem is Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns writing and terrible CGI. That's obviously the problem with Wonder Woman. So, but thanks for the money, and I'm glad you feel smart, Albert.
Yeah, I definitely I mean, I had a lot of doubts about Gal Gadot before I saw Wonder Woman 2017. I was proven wrong 100%. And even though I didn't like Wonder Woman 1984 at all, I still walked away from that thinking that she is still the definitive person for this role. And that didn't change at all. And I hear X-Ray Girl typing, and it's truly incredible. Like,
She's got a puppy sleeping on top of her too.
Well, to be fair, that's like a pound.
Yeah, to be fair, it is a very small puppy. Is
Like,
Harley there too?
I
She's
think
got
that
2 dogs sleeping on top of her.
I wasn't sure about it when she was cast either, but it definitely changed my mind when I actually saw her in action and when we saw her in Wonder Woman. Could anybody else have been a Wonder Woman? Yeah, probably. You could probably have someone else that took that role and did a good job with what they were given, but Gal Gadot is not the problem with Wonder Woman 84. Like, the chemistry that she and Chris Pine have are the only thing that makes the movie halfway fucking watchable. But there's just a
What about the
difference.
chemistry she had with handsome guy?
Yeah, that was good. But there's just like the difference in what we saw in 2017 and now is leaps and bounds different.
I don't, and someone says she's not a great actress. I don't think she's a great actress at all. Not even close, but
There's
she's
a
great
difference
in that role.
yeah,
She's
there's
great in
a
that
difference in
role.
being a good actress or actor and suiting the role that you're in. Like,
Yeah, look, it's just like let me bring a Marvel person into this. Someone who I think is a really bad actor, but does a great job in the role, and that is Batista as Drax. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's fair
not a difficult role, but he's fucking great in that role. He's a terrible actor, and he's a fucking trash human being. But he's funny as hell in that role. Like, I genuinely like find a lot of enjoyment out of Drax being so stupid and clueless, because that's kind of how Dave Bautista is in real life anyway. He's not a good actor.
He wasn't in it very much, but I actually thought he was pretty solid in the opening of Blade Runner 2049, though, and that was like a much more dramatic role. It was short, like he's only in the one scene, but I thought he did pretty well. I was pretty surprised. I haven't seen him in a lot of other stuff though, except for maybe Man with the Iron Fist, and I don't really remember him in that.
I don't know what the hell's going on Park Hoppin' right now, but like there's a Commie Jeremy account, and the Commie Jeremy account is talking to Drunk 3PO's hairline account. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, we're about to head over there and find out. Let me get through these. Jacob Shadow for $5. So I didn't clarify. I beat Ghosts and Goblins on original quite a bit when I was young. It had its hard parts. That one in Super Nintendo is hard.
Yes, that I can agree with. I didn't play the original though, so I can't speak to that. The Super Nintendo one is very hard though.
Heroic Avengers 96 for $5. Mark, you should tell Gary your cousin's on the show. He's a massive fan.
I think I have, although I don't know. I'm not sure
Did
if
he
I ever
acknowledge
brought it
you?
up. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on Friday Night Tights again.
Just Infinity for $5. What's worse, pineapple on pizza or candy corn on pizza? P.S. I think the former is not that bad. Well, candy corn on pizza doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, Justin found a way to make me say that pineapple on pizza is better than anything.
Yeah, like
I remember that super chat I sent to you, making you, forcing you to talk about the greatness of Nintendo when you were live that one time.
I specifically quoted you, and I want to be clear to anyone who we have a person in our chat literally named DC Nintendo fanboy. I don't hate Nintendo.
Yes, you
I want to
do.
be clear. No,
Yes,
I
you
don't.
do. When I brought him onto the team, he said the one thing I will never do is review a garbage Nintendo game. Fuck you, Jeremy. I was like, all right, fair enough.
That is slander, and I reviewed Astral Chain, and I loved it. I thought it was very good, even though it runs like trash.
We know you don't hate it. We know you don't hate Nintendo, but we do know that you are a CDPR shill. We do know that much. So
Yeah, I told you not to buy their latest.
And
game.
a communist. And a communist.
Not a communist, also.
No, that was a reverse psychology, because by saying don't buy it, that's your trump card. You're like, I said don't buy it, everybody, but then you're like constantly taking up for it. We know your game, Cyborg.
I guess
We're
I'll
onto you.
clarify. I said buy it when it's cheaper and has had updates. I said do not buy it now. I think it is a good game. I think it's definitely worth playing, but I think that it needs a lot of work to get where it needs to be.
There you go.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, I was pulling up the Park Hopping stream, so I wasn't even listening, to be honest. But we do thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We always wrap it up by talking about games we've played this week. Jeremy, you've been pretty busy.
I have been very
played
busy.
Anything other than Black Ops?
I played Black Ops for a few minutes last night. As a matter of fact, Lethal. So I fired up Black Ops for the first time in several days, and I don't know if there's a new playlist, but I got thrown into a match called Game Show.
Was it a map?
Yeah, it's a new map. Game Show is like a 3v3 map.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool as hell.
I haven't played that one yet.
It was actually kind of cool, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was automatically listed in that playlist. So I guess there's a new game mode and a new playlist. So that's about it. I definitely want to be getting. There's 2 games that I'm really wanting to start playing through, and I did start my Breath of the Wild replay through last week. I just haven't really had a chance to pick that back up. And then next on my list is to replay Chrono Cross again. That's why I have it playing back there. And I'll show you guys what I picked up the other day at the old school video game store. I'll let these guys talk. I'll be right back.
Lethal, what have you been playing?
Mostly Cold War. I haven't actually had a chance to play a whole lot this week. I've never played a Destiny game in my life, but I did download the free version of Destiny 2. So I'm looking forward to checking that out, see how that goes. Is the free version any good, Mark?
I'm not. Well, I actually fired up I think the free version of it last week. It's hard to say though because I have the base game and the first 3 expansions, but I fired it up on Steam, which I hadn't played it on before because it moved from Battle.net to Steam, just to get some footage for my Cyberpunk review. And all I played though was the first mission of the new expansion. So I think you can play the first mission of the new expansion, but then you have to buy it, or you can play some of the older stuff. But I'm honestly not 100% sure how it works.
Okay.
What do you got, Jeremy?
All right, so I got 4 games here that I picked up. All right, and I'm gonna do it in order as to how I think the audience will respond. So first, I got Phantom Menace on the
That's a great
PlayStation.
one.
The Big 8 Studios one. Top.
I like
down.
when you
that
swim
one.
down. I like when you swim down to the Gungan.
So good. Now, Nick, this one right here, I originally played this on the Panasonic 3DO, and I got Road Rash in the OG case. Look at that. That is beautiful right there.
Yeah, they stopped making those fast too, those cases.
Look at that. So good. So good. Next. Mortal Kombat 3 on the PlayStation.
Wow, never seen a jewel case like that. I didn't realize they made them that way. I've seen the plastic, like large scale PS1 cases, but
and the one that's gonna make everybody go crazy.
Kingdom Hearts.
Twisted fucking metal.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Twisted Metal. That is beautiful right there. So these are I love these old school packages. It's just there's a lot of nostalgia for PS1 people, but yeah, man. There's a couple of local retro stores here that I'm constantly supporting, and I try to buy a lot of my newer games there too whenever they're available. But support your local retro stores for sure if you're able to leave the house in your area.
There you go. Mark, what have you been playing?
I got to chapter 14 of Yakuza Like a Dragon, 14 of 15, so I'm going to be finishing it soon. And I actually didn't get to answer the best game of the year question and best moment. And honestly, I think the best moment snuck up on me yesterday. The ending of chapter 12 of Yakuza Like a Dragon is insane. It is as good, I would say. If you've played any of the Yakuza games before it, it's as good as the Luke Skywalker moment at the end of Mandalorian. It's just like a character shows up and you're like, oh, no way. It was really, really badass and awesome. Though game of the year wise, I think I've still kind of landed on Doom Eternal. Though Half-Life Alyx sort of, I haven't decided in my head yet.
Well, it's 2021 now, so it's too late. You missed your chance. You missed your chance.
Well, no, I disagree with that because I think that just because it's 2021 now doesn't mean you can't still play games from 2020. It's kind of like the weird sort of paradigm that places like IGN put you in. It's like, well, all those games are over now. Now you got to worry about the brand new ones. And so remember, the games from 2020
because you're playing No Man's Sky now, it doesn't mean you can make it Game of the Year of 2018 though.
Sure, but like Last of Us 2 was the game of the year this year. So what does that even really mean?
The journalists are retarded.
I would say honestly, Control and Death Stranding were two of the best games I played this year. I wouldn't say they were my game of the year, but both of them technically came out in 2019. So, you know.
What a terrible picture. That's so bad.
That's the beauty of it, though. It's so bad. It's like no effort involved. I love it. The best memes are the ones that are the worst memes.
ABC with like watermarks and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point, if your meme doesn't have watermarks, then I don't recognize it as a great meme. If you're like trying to buy, like I love that these companies that try to put watermarks or try to avoid people using their images, and memers have decided like, fuck you, we're gonna make that part of the meme now.
Yeah,
that's the best part of it. Yeah. Fuck your watermarks.
I haven't really played much of anything because I've been pretty busy. I still have not yet played Miles Morales PS5. I'm probably going to try to stream that at some point in the next day or two because I just really want to title a Twitch streaming with the swagger of a young black teen or something like that. So I literally want to do that. So I'll probably do that next couple days. We do have a couple more super chats. Black Tiger for Canadian $5. Brie Larson owns some of the blame for Wonder Woman 84. Follow me on this. Gal Gadot was great in Wonder Woman. Brie sucks in Captain Marvel. Brie and Gal got chummy. 1984. Yeah, they did like a presentations and an award show or something.
I am all about blaming Brie Larson for the failure of all movies.
Make a video about it.
I'm gonna make a video about it.
I can see the thumbnail now.
There's a poll on Gaming with Geeks Twitter. Who likes Nintendo more, Jeremy or Brie Larson?
Who's winning?
Jeremy.
It's possible Brie Larson might actually know more about Animal Crossing.
Probably. Albert Nada Retro for Canadian $5. Good chemistry between a soy chugger and a feminist isn't hard to find. She pinches off a loaf and he swallows it whole.
What is that in reference to?
It's talking about Chris Pine and Gal Gadot.
Oh. It's an image.
Yeah, Chris Archella for $5. Jeremy, speaking of Twisted Metal, have you ever played Star Wars Demolition? It's basically Star Wars Twisted Metal.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't played Demolition. I've heard about it, and that actually reminds me. I think I'm gonna try to go pick that up if I can find it. It's on Dreamcast too, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't. Have you guys played it?
No. That was one that I missed.
Yeah.
I played a lot of fucking Star Wars shit, not that.
Twisted Metal 2 and Twisted Metal Black were the ones to beat, though. Those I think were the best ones. Maybe PS3. PS3 Twisted Metal was okay. I just didn't like that you could only play as like 3 people during the campaign. Or like 4. I don't know.
So
I used to play a lot of Super Bombad Racing, which was just Star Wars wacky races, basically.
Yeah, it was Star Wars Mario Kart, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Albert for another Canadian $5. Dude, just because it's 2021 doesn't mean you can't play Double Dragon if you like it. What the fuck? There you go. And Naaman's pointed out that No Man's Sky was like one of another a published some
Game
journalist
Ranks,
named Game Ranks named it one of their games of the year. And it's true because what they did with it, now they changed it in 2020, has made it a lot of good to play for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, they had that same thing with the Battlefront. Like a lot of people felt that Battlefront was like a great game in 2019, but it was not a great game in 2017 when it released.
I just can't get behind that. Of the like,
I don't
okay,
think it was great.
I'll just be like, did they rewrite the story of the campaign?
Well, the campaign was trash. It's more so about the multiplayer dynamic of the game because
I mean, so glitchy and fucked.
Yeah, I was like, even then, I was like, the shooting mechanics are not fantastic in Battlefront. Like, I guess here, this is probably the best way to say it. If you took the Star Wars like skin off of Battlefront, I don't think anyone would think it's a good game. Whereas if you put a Star Wars skin on Call of Duty Modern Warfare and like it made sense, like assuming let's suspend our disbelief for a bit, I think people would still say it's a good game. Like I think that game definitely got better. I'm not going to say it didn't improve at all, but I don't think that Battlefront 2 is by any stretch of the imagination a good first-person shooter.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I mean, but the Star Wars element does matter. I mean, it's got really authentic environments, really authentic sounds. The characters look great. The graphics are fantastic. and all of that plays into the world that you're in and how you feel like you're in a Star Wars universe. So that does play into how people are going to like the game.
There you go. All right, and we are all caught up. We are going to send you over to Park Hop and
I agree, Schnick. Battlefront 2 is much easier if you play it in a third-person mode. I never play Battlefront in first person.
I've never even played it first.
Oh yeah, never. The first person's terrible in that game.
That's primarily how I played it. So
Yeah, it's first person's terrible in that game in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, there is the link to Park Hop, and guys, go check that out. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but
I'll hop over there too. So I'll see you guys over there on Park Hopping. Let's go show them some love.
Yep. Thank you as always to Mark, Jeremy, and Lethal, who we will be putting his name in the podcast when it gets uploaded. Don't worry, Lethal. But thank you guys for making 2020 an awesome year for Geeks and Gamers and this channel and this podcast. Only better things coming in 2021. And we will talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Hooroo.